Fake news.
I got you some paper. Here you go.
Welcome to Fake News, everyone. This is our America dish of fake news. Not that every week we're not all America, but we've got an all-American guest here. Who do we got, D'Anthony Holloway?
We've got Tiffany Hart.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as Freedom Franny.
Yes.
And she's dressed like that asshole now. So
It's a cool freedom asshole. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. Well, where'd you come in from?
I'm coming from the Fort Bragg area, also known as Vietnam.
Yeah.
To most of the people who live there.
It's nice there this time of year, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's great. Swamplands, tsunamis currently.
How's that Waffle House there?
The Waffle House is always good.
Yeah.
At least a chance of getting shot.
yeah. There's drive-by
something.
shootings on a regular basis.
On a regular basis.
Is there really?
Really? Yes. Literally, the last time him and I went to a Waffle House, we went at like 6 a.m., still kind of like drunk, and he's like, listen, I gotta be packing for this shit. And I was like, really? At like 6 a.m.? He's like, we do. Yeah, I mean, it's living life on the edge for sure.
That just adds a little bit of like fun, flirty stuff to
Yeah.
Waffle
Yeah.
House,
Like, are we gonna
right?
die today? It might be our last time.
I mean, honestly, just going into bad neighborhoods drunk and armed is cheaper than skydiving.
Yeah. That's what. That's
And
what
the result
really
is
good thrill.
essentially the same. So
Yeah. What I find interesting about Dan is, although you were in the military, you still go tandem.
I do, yeah.
Still go tandem.
It's by choice at this
Yeah.
point, yeah.
I feel like I know why. You like that man on your back,
yeah,
don't
he
you?
does.
Well, I am wearing this jacket, so
Yeah.
I was going to try to defend myself, but there's no point now.
If
Look
you're
at
not
this.
subscribed to the video show on YouTube, you should be. Dan, I'm going to say it's a little less America and a lot Rocket Man.
Mm-hmm.
You look like a young Elton John.
that was what I was going for. I'm trying to. I want to Americanize Elton John. You know how the UK knights everybody?
Yeah.
I feel like we should just start, just like we did with the Nazis stealing all their scientists after World War II. We need to start stealing everybody else's celebrities, except for Justin Bieber. He can get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah,
of
Beeb's
course.
gone.
Who, Tiffany? If you could steal a celebrity from any other country, who would it be?
Oh,
Give me one foreign celebrity that
I
you're
know who
into.
it is
I don't
already.
care
Already
that
know
you're
who it
married.
is.
We need to know.
I don't. Who do you think it'd be?
It's probably like Harry Styles. Are you a Harry Styles?
Oh my God. No.
Really?
No, I actually do
Really?
not like any of the boy bands. You know,
You don't
I did
like boys,
boy
that's
bands.
why.
Well, I like.
You like them
I
to
like
chick.
men.
Yep.
I did like the Backstreet Boys though.
Okay, well, now I'm confused by
They're American.
everything.
They're American. You got to
They
pick
are
another
American.
country.
God, that's so.
Give
Does
one, take one.
Ronaldo count?
Yeah.
He's like celebrity?
Yeah, that counts.
Ronaldo?
For sure.
He's like a soccer
He's a soccer
player.
guy.
It's hard to look at him because he's so gorgeous.
Attractive, yeah.
Wait.
Is he Brazil?
Who is that soccer player?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's married to a Spice Girl?
Oh, David Beckham.
Oh, I'll take David Beckham.
There you
There
go.
we go.
That's
There
not
you
who I
go.
picked.
God,
we
what a
go.
sexy man.
I'd picked Tom Hardy. That's who I thought it was going to be.
Ah.
I feel like that's very cliche, though.
Yeah,
No?
because-
of like a lot of girls.
Yeah, but he's a good-looking dude. Plus, he's like one of the nicest. He's like the UK
Yeah.
version of Keanu Reeves, basically.
Okay.
Tom Hardy?
Yeah.
You're fucking confused.
Yeah.
That's true.
He
Dick.
is the opposite.
He's not
an
a dick.
asshole.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is.
To whom?
Is he?
They had to hire
Everyone.
a bodyguard on the Mad Max set.
Charlize
because-
hates him.
Yeah, something fucked. He did something
Wow.
fucked up to Charlize Theron.
Like what? What did he do?
I think it was more
Choked
like
her?
I'm in character. No, not like a choking thing.
Choked her when she didn't want to.
Well, maybe, but
Classic.
On set, it was something as an actor. He's very method, which is just code for bullshit. And he did something to the fact that, like, he grabbed her or something in a scene, and she was like, "Hey, man, we're fucking actors. Like, I'm not buying into your bullshit."
Yeah.
And the only way she would finish the movie is if she had security. So
I mean,
she never
smart
came
on
out
her
and said
part.
what it was publicly. So good on her for that. But she was just like, I'm not putting up with this bullshit.
Yeah.
She's also got her own box of
Crazy going
craziness.
on,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
so
I mean,
you're-
we all
right?
do.
You're judging Tom based on the actions of a crazy person.
No,
then.
a lot
You just
of
said
press
that's what you just said.
and interviews. That was an example, just one
Yeah.
example. Dan.
Give me six
Just
and a
one-
half more examples.
I'll give you 6.5 more. The next one, number 2. He said he took
Later.
another man into his mouth.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing
I
wrong
don't
with
see
that.
anything wrong with that either.
Yeah.
However, when he was promoting like a straight romantic comedy, the studio was a little pissed off about that, and they said, "Hey, man, we don't care if you're bi, just don't go out and promote a romantic comedy by saying I take another man into my mouth."
You don't think taking
don't
another
think
man
that.
into your mouth is romantic?
Exactly. I think we're getting into dangerous, especially being
No,
Pride Month.
in a straight rom-com, he was promoting a straight romantic comedy. They were like, "Hey, man, if you could leave that out of it, it would be great."
I'm going to punch a big hole in your fucking theory right quick. What if he had played a Nazi? Should he be walking around with a fucking little mustache for 2 months on his junket tour? Get the fuck out of here.
Here's the problem: is he would.
He might.
Oh yeah. Here's my
totally
thing, though.
would.
Here's my thing. He's an actor. He fakes being cool, right? David Beckham is
actually
legit.
cool. Yeah.
Have you heard David Beckham talk?
Yes, it's sexy as
No,
shit.
it's not.
It's like
It's not as deep as I would like.
Oh my god, dude.
No, that's true.
I
It's
would like him
terrible.
to just stay
But
quiet.
I feel like that makes up for everything else. Just hush your mouth.
You know what it really is?
know, he's
It's the
got a look at him.
$250 million he made playing 5 seasons for the LA Galaxy. That's
Oh
what it
God,
really is.
did he get paid? It was.
That is the biggest contract in sports history, if I'm not mistaken.
We were in LA when he came there, and
Really?
literally, everybody came out. Women were dragging their husbands out to see him play. I mean, it was fucking insane. For MLS to sell out in Los Angeles, it was purely all him, and it was literally just to see him, and that was it.
It's like
Well,
all women.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, well, there's been husbands
floods of
before
women.
though that says, "Hey, if my wife could cheat on anyone, like I would literally let her have sex."
Oh
with
yeah,
David
like that's
Beckham.
their
like
cheat
that would
or
be
whatever.
like
Yeah.
totally like. And I don't know how many men have
Celebrity
said that.
bang pass. I get it. Yeah, I'd let you do it.
Do
Who's
you guys
yours?
have one?
I'd
I was
let
gonna
you do
say,
it.
do you
I
guys
do.
have one?
Yeah.
Who's yours?
Mine is Benicio del Toro.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
But
Okay.
Nicchio, I'll take him big, old, fat, bearded,
Was
smelly.
it
She
ever?
likes daddies.
Anyway,
Was it ever-
She likes daddies.
Anyway.
Was it ever Anthony Bourdain at any point before he
No,
died?
he's an illegitimate dad figure to me, so he's not really. I wouldn't. It's not like that with us, me and Anthony.
Is he aware of your relationship? I mean, he's dead, but
Yeah, was he aware of it before?
Right.
No, he was not aware of me at all.
but
We did actually try to get him on the show though before he passed
Did you?
away. Yeah.
Yeah.
And his agent had politely said,
fuck no.
"Fucking busy, bro."
do you
It was
think?
like our 100th
Sure.
episode, I think. Yeah.
Do you think trying to have him on the Ross Patterson Revolution may have led to his suicide?
Maybe he felt guilty
because he
about
couldn't
it.
get on
Don't
it.
do
Yeah.
And that's just.
I think he felt guilty.
He couldn't
that
end his
wasn't
days
ready
with
to do
angle
it.
you took. Yeah.
Fake
Yeah.
news. That's first fake news story of the day.
Yeah, it is. My celebrity bang pass is Octavia Spencer. She's a
trying to think.
larger African American
From The
woman.
Help?
From The Help.
Oh yes.
Larger
What?
African American woman.
What?
And
I never would have seen this coming.
Both of our bang passes are like opposite
Yes.
of the other one, right?
Because I have a girlfriend who was younger when we were in high school, and her bang pass was like Morgan Freeman, and I was like, what? And we were like 13 years old, and I was like, you like Morgan Freeman? And
Weird.
she's like, done and done. And I
if
was like,
Morgan Freeman though was
Daddy
fucking
issue.
you, and then he just started
and
talking in the
you
middle.
do this voice really good.
Oh no.
Oh, Tiffany.
Daddy, I'm gonna need you to spread your legs a little wider because I need to enter.
That would creep me out. I'd be like,
Your
our whole
labia.
sexist narrative. Yeah.
I gotta enter that labia or I can't live. Now I'm about to come. 1, 2,
Ooh, counting.
3. Oh my God, I'm ejaculating. I am ejaculating all over your face,
I couldn't.
chest, arms, legs,
All to say we
calves,
could,
and
we couldn't
ankles.
do it.
What?
That's all to say we can't.
So that
Yeah.
that,
Not
is,
be able
to.
that
You couldn't-
to me is like you wanting to be with Octavia
Right.
Spencer.
Yeah.
No, my
I just couldn't see it.
I think he has a real one. What is it?
my real celebrity bang pass? Well, so it's changed over the years. It was Jessica Biel
Oh, okay.
for a while.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, yesterday she came out as a fucking anti-vaxxer, and it was just like,
Ooh,
Oh.
yeah,
man.
nuked right off the off the map.
Luckily, her.
I'd
Boner went
probably
down.
go like just rolling the dice. I'd go a hard Margot Robbie. Probably
Okay,
these days.
right.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah, that's a good
That's
one.
a really good one.
I think that's a lot of people's. Dan, who's yours? It's
I
got to
don't-
be somebody older, right? Jessica Tandy, somebody your age.
Jessica Walters, actually. I was a big Arrested Development fan. And then Archer, of course.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I want my wife to be Jessica Walters' character in Arrested Development
God, I love
from
her
the time
so
I marry
much.
her until the time I die. That's what I want. And if it's not that, I'm going to cheat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
He said it here, folks. You heard
I
it.
love her.
You
Sorry.
did say it here.
This is a
first.
verbal contract. Signed Dan Holloway. There you go.
Love Dan Holloway.
There you go.
XOXO.
XO.
I sign
D'Anthony
all of my
D'Anthony.
contracts, love, comma, and then 3 page breaks, Dan Holloway.
Just hearing that come out of your mouth and that dry of a
I know.
tone.
I know.
I sign all of my contracts. ... Exclamation mark. Dan Holloway. It's awesome. Let's get to the fake news, shall we, kids?
We've got some actual shit going on
We
today.
do. We do. First up, we get some good news.
We do, yeah.
The John story the Jon Stewart story is was amazing, actually.
I think everybody's seen that video at this point of him shouting.
It went viral. Yeah. He testified in front of the subcommittee of Congress about the 9/11 first responders health care bill. Why this is still a thing every year? Maybe you can explain this to the audience.
It's every
still 5 years, right?
It's still a thing, but for the same reason that everything with the VA is still a thing, and passing a myriad of different types of legislation. They keep bumping CRs, continuing resolutions. So it's basically a punt. Like, we'll deal with this later, but we're just going to continue with status quo for now.
Gotcha.
I don't know why there hasn't been a permanent bill because, like, Stewart laid it out perfectly. These guys that were sitting behind him, their response time was 5 seconds. They were FDNY guys standing outside the building. A plane hit the building, and they immediately started running up the stairs, right? It took that long, and it's taken us 18 years to fucking respond, to give them health care for the cancer that they have now for what they did that day. So fuck Congress.
Yeah.
At least they did the right thing now.
Yeah.
So they finally passed the goddamn bill, which is good, but man, it's embarrassing.
It is. And Tiffany, let me ask you this. If Jon Stewart doesn't do this, do you think this passes, or do you think anybody cares?
I think the only reason why it did pass is because they had a comedian instead of a politician approach the subject so just valiantly and passionately, and then because it went viral, people felt like, okay, I think we need to do something about it.
Yeah.
Right?
They had to.
But it's so sad to me because I'm like, why do we not have our politicians doing this, or like people like paying attention to these things, and we have a comedian, right, who's up there in front, like speaking for the people. Yeah. But I'm glad it finally happened.
I'm in the same camp, and the weird thing to me is when I saw the video, I thought he could run for president if he probably wanted to. You think he'd win?
I do.
I don't think this time, but I think in 24.
Exactly. I think he has a chance, but I don't think he ever will. It's like the Oprah thing. They're too smart.
Well, Dan
they
Crenshaw,
know too much about the horrible stuff.
Yeah,
they would never do it.
Crenshaw talks about this.
Dan Crenshaw does.
Yeah.
By the way, he's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
If he runs in 2024, I'm all in. You put Nikki Haley on there as VP. I mean, that would be the dream ticket, in my opinion, for 2024.
What does Crenshaw say about it?
Well, I mean, it's not, so a lot of people say about him the reason he's such an effective politician. And look, I disagree with some of the stuff he does. I like some of the stuff he does, just
Trump?
like anybody else. No, Crenshaw.
Okay.
But the reason he's so good at what he does, there's two reasons. One is because he's got clout, the V card, the veteran card, so he can shut down any kind of bullshit that comes from either side about, oh, he doesn't do this or that. It's like, nah, fuck you, because people are afraid to talk shit about him, which is good. The second thing is he kind of got dragged into this, and Ben Franklin used to like go on and on and on about how public service is something that is it's a privilege to do, one, and it's a service. Like, you go in, do your service, and you get the fuck out. You're not like Joe Biden, for example, who took his first job in Congress at age 29. Now he's in his 70s, and he's never had another job other than Congress, Senate, or Vice President in his life. That's a problem for me. Like, yeah, you learn how to govern, but it's not that difficult. You become an institution instead of, like, nothing new ever happens. So I like these new guys getting dragged in. That's what I like. Same. I would love to see Jon Stewart get into politics.
I think it'd be fun, and I think you need another outsider in there besides Trump after Trump to keep continuing to fuck up the system.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody is going to trust a fucking lifelong politician for president again.
I don't think anymore. Well, that's the change. That was the change, the reason why Trump was even elected to begin with.
Yeah.
It's because people wanted to see, like, they got so sick of people saying, like, these politicians saying, we're going to make these changes, and then not doing shit once they were in office.
And I was genuinely curious to see Howard Schultz run, because he said he was going to run as an independent down the middle. Because we haven't had a true independent run all the way through with a big budgeted campaign. He was going to pledge $5 billion of his own money and pay for it and everything else. Last night, he dropped out and said...
He was just doing it to promote his book. That's all that was, by the way.
You think so?
Yes.
I could see that. I mean...
because it was like back surgery. It was like, huh? So
I can just see people doing whatever they need to do to, you know, get ahead.
It doesn't surprise me
whatever
anymore
they need to.
When someone does something shitty like that. Yeah. Like, not even, that goes like, yeah, if he was doing it really for the reasons that he said, that would surprise me.
Here's what I
think.
think.
He just wanted to make a change. And
that's how it is nowadays, though.
If we're going to do that, we need someone like Schultz running, and we need somebody on the right who is center right that's an independent at the same time. There should be 4, not 3. Because if it's 3, then it's a fucking Ross Perot situation, right? Where he just like steals votes from the right and then the left wins.
He made it through, but barely. Like I remember towards the end of that race, he was just kind of limping in there. I want to see somebody strong go in there with $5 billion and show up everywhere in billboards and everything. But now that Homeboy's out, I don't think that's going to happen for a long time.
I want to see Mike Tyson run for something.
So do I.
God.
Like, no shit. Because now he's just baked out of his mind all the time.
Yeah.
That's like wanting Gary Busey to run.
Mike
That'd be
Tyson,
awesome as
Gary
well.
Busey, 2024.
Oh my God.
I will be your Mike
Basically,
Tyson and Gary
how
Busey.
would
If you
it be
guys
different?
run, I will be your campaign manager. We'll fucking do this.
Tyson and Busey.
Tyson Busey.
You couldn't get them to the same event, Dan, on time.
You don't
on
need them at
same
the same
day.
event.
Yeah, you
They're
do.
the president and vice president. You never need them in the same place.
That's true.
at the
They
same
need to be in
time.
all different places.
Yeah,
In
all
case
your
one gets,
messages
when
will
you're-
go by pigeon
shot.
carrier.
Yeah, when you're campaigning, you want you to cover more ground. You split up the candidates. Maybe you do one or two major events throughout the entire campaign cycle, but that's it.
Yeah.
And I'll use a hologram for one of them.
I would say use a hologram Busey.
Hologram Busey is going to
Yeah.
be the vice president of the United States.
Yeah.
And actual Busey doesn't have anything to do with this. It's just
And
hologram.
he's going to be like literally not, he's not going to even know for 4 years. Like, wait, you guys been using a hologram
Yep.
me the whole time? Because he's just in his own world.
What's the
It's gonna be
constitutionality of a hologram becoming vice president of the United States?
I think it's plausible
Yeah,
if
at
the
this
hologram's
point.
old enough.
Yeah.
Hologram's
35
got to be
or older.
35, yeah.
The way things are going, I don't put it
Yeah.
past anyone.
Mike Tyson would be awesome. Just giving his first speech. Hey, United States of America. I just want to say this is fucking awesome. This is really fucking great. That I'm
I want to
here.
do a reality show where Mike Tyson just travels the country punching people who do Mike Tyson impressions.
That would
That'd
be
be cool.
great.
He'd be
I'd watch
knocking out
that.
everyone.
Like he just shows up at places where people are known to do Mike Tyson impressions and just like stands there in the corner of the room.
Surprise! We have. Come on in.
Come on in, Mike Tyson. No, I've met him. He's so high now that it doesn't. I have a picture with him, and like, dude, he wouldn't stop shaking my hand. Not because he enjoyed my presence. I don't think he remembered he was shaking my hand. That's how high he was.
Really?
Yeah, Jesse took the picture. It's
I do
pretty
that from
funny.
time to time. I'll forget that
relate.
I forget that I'm doing something and I'll just keep doing it and somebody's like, "Hey, why are you still punching that horse to death?"
I don't know.
I need to.
It's really high.
I need to. The next story is Nevada has banned pre-employment marijuana tests.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I mean, you have
Finally.
that's the result, right? So the Canadian military has stopped testing for it as
Yeah.
well since it's legal up there.
no shit.
Yeah,
once
they've
it
been
bec-
for a bit.
Once it becomes federally legal here, they're going to have to do the same. In every state that it becomes legal in, they're going to have to stop testing for it eventually because somebody's going to sue and say, hey, look, there's nothing illegal about this.
Right.
And some people have called this like a Fourth Amendment issue over time. So you're protected against illegal search. Obviously, these are private companies, so they don't really have to abide by that shit. But any government job inside of that state is going to have a problem with it. Any state government for now.
Well, since you guys are both military, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think you should be allowed to do drugs on your off time, weekends, and all that stuff?
Well, drugs or marijuana.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
In a sense.
because if you're going,
I mean, I know.
if you're going weed, right?
Yeah.
Since Colorado and Oakland and all those guys are legalizing mushrooms as well.
Yeah.
Because I mean
Saw
the
that.
rest of it's next. Obviously, I don't think coke will ever be legalized or heroin, obviously, but. I think hash is already in some states. So, what do you think about? We'll start with those three drugs.
What,
mean-
weed, hash, and what?
Should you be allowed to do those and
Just
not
the
be drug
natural
tested?
shit.
Well,
for 'em?
weed, number one, like if you look at the difference between weed and alcohol, right? And how many people in the military are
Are
constantly
total
getting in
fucking alcoholics.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Right,
Yeah.
getting in trouble. I mean, DUIs are off the chart. Just any death-related incidents when it comes to it. When you kind of look at the two, you're like, well, weed almost seems like the better option, right?
Yeah.
Like, because we don't have that many problems with that.
And for long-term health in general too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, weed is so THC is fat soluble and not water soluble. So when it travels through your neural channels, it will stick to it for sure. Like it sticks to fat, right? It's fat soluble, so it will slow down your memory over time. there are ways to deal with that, like doing neuroelasticity practices and ginkgo biloba and shit like that. Can undo
I'm a
all
big
that.
biloba fan.
Yeah, I'm serious. Like that.
I feel like I'm with Bill Nye right now.
Very
learning so much.
Very minor stuff can reverse that effect. There's nothing you can take on a regular basis, including your diet, that's going to stop alcohol from fucking your body up over time. Alcohol destroys your body.
Dan,
yeah.
Dan, have you ever tried CBD?
I don't know if he has.
I don't know if he's ever heard of it even.
We've got some Defy CBD right here.
We
actually.
do have some Defy
tried
CBD here.
CBD?
Everybody though today. Have you guys tried CBD? Have you tried CBD?
Oh my gosh.
Whatever
It's in
your
everything.
fucking
It's in
problem
makeup
is,
now.
Dude.
It's in
Why
makeup
Joe?
now.
I know.
I used a mascara the other day, right? And my eyelashes were like hella long. And
Right.
some girl was like, "You better watch it. It has CBD in it." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Can I get in trouble for wearing mascara
No.
that has CBD oil in it
No.
with like being in the
Oh, can you
military?"
get in
Like,
trouble?
I don't.
No. To
I looked it up.
manufacture-
I was like, "There's no way."
To manufacture
Crazy.
CBD inside the United States, right? Stay with me here. So
Yeah.
they take the federal limit that you would consider a positive test for THC, and the plant from the very beginning cannot have that much THC in it. So if you
Got
grow
it.
plants, there are clones that have the THC removed from it already to a low level, and then they press the rest out afterwards chemically. So there's literally 0% chance that you can test positive from American CBD.
If it's truly American, that's the problem though.
Well,
I think
there's
a lot
good
of it's coming over
companies-
from China.
Some of it is, yeah. Defy gets theirs here. A couple
Yep.
of other companies that I know about get theirs here.
Yeah.
And actually some from North Carolina, as a matter of fact.
Look, I think eventually one of these cases, somebody's going to test positive for THC marijuana.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, no, I was taking CBD. And one of these companies is going to get popped because right now it's the hot, trendy thing. Everybody's fucking doing it.
Yeah.
But it's not
Somebody's gonna
regulated.
take it- it's not regulated. And somebody's going to take a shortcut and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
going to fuck somebody.
Well,
sure.
look, man, fucking. Remember when bath salts first came out? They were legal for like
So
2.5
fun. I
years.
know.
It was such a blast.
Oh,
And then
I
people ruined it.
love them so much.
Bath
Oh.
salts. Bath
I
salts
really
were,
missed out on this one.
Bath salts were legal.
Sounds
They were
like a nightmare.
they were legal for like 2.5 years before everyone was like, wait.
Because they didn't realize what it was actually happening. So they're doing
Well, it's hard
what?
to not realize it when people in Florida are chewing each other's faces off. Although it was Florida, and maybe they just thought that's how it is down
I feel
there.
like that's
Yeah.
just Florida.
But
Yeah.
I'm a fucking
It's when
crocodile.
it happened like in LA to like a famous person that they were like,
Yeah, because when the people were eating each other's faces off in Florida, like when that happened to me, I was like, oh, this is a really fun thing. Like I enjoyed it, and I was like, oh my god.
It was just like zombies in real life.
When it
Yeah.
happened, when it
That's what someone
happened,
thought. Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
because
Wait.
it was in Florida, and you're like,
Yeah.
it's Florida.
It's normal.
when it
Yeah.
happened
Yeah.
to you, you said?
No. When it was happening,
When it was
in-
happening.
in Florida, I remember me like, watching the news stories, and I was like, oh my god, this is hilarious.
Zombies are real.
Zombies are real. This is another bath salts thing, and that's Florida. Because
Yeah.
once you cross that line, it says it on the sign. Like, hey, man, you're in fucking Florida now. That's what it literally says.
Yeah.
So anything that goes on in Florida, you know what you're getting into. Bath salts, alligator attacks, butthole piercings. That's a whole fucking thing down
All of
there.
it.
That's where Dan went and got his, Fort Lauderdale.
It's a ring around the outside that
Yeah.
it's adjustable, and you can just imagine what that would be useful for.
It's a Prince Charles, right?
It's
Isn't that what
called
they call it?
C3PO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I like to do, do you remember the Play-Doh Fun Factory and those little attachments you could put on it to squeeze out different shapes?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what it. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Look, my poo's in the shape of a heart today.
so great.
This is just.
Listen
no
to
wonder
me.
your kids love you so much.
I know.
I'm like,
Listen
hey,
to
did you know I
Tiffany.
could shit stars, child? You're
I'm
good.
surprised. With your level of like
So good.
knowledge and autism, I'm surprised you didn't have Plato like the philosopher as a child. You know, like, oh hey, let's make yourself a little Plato, like the actual guy, and a small Socrates for you.
What?
It's a play on words, and we're gonna play on a bed right now. We got some sponsors who put this whole fucking shit wagon on the air. First and foremost, ghostbed.com/drinking bros. You ever been on a ghost bed, Tiffany?
No, I have not. Is it heaven?
Oh,
It's the best.
it's Iowa.
We're gonna have to get you one. We're gonna have to send you one.
Yeah, it's great. It's
Seriously.
I feel like I'm missing out now.
Yeah. Well, where do you and your husband have sex now?
I mean, typically the bed.
Yeah, but a normal
Oh,
bed.
I thought you were going to say the butt. I swear to God, I thought you were going to say that.
Oh my god, that would have been
I mean, he would kill me if I say that.
right in the butt, Bob. Right.
Right in
You're
the
not
butt,
getting
Dan.
more butt
Right
sex,
in the butt.
okay? But yeah, just like a
normal bed.
Just a normal bed.
See, you want to kick it up a notch? Go get yourself a ghost bed.
Yeah.
Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros today. If you're military or a first responder, you get 15% off every product in the store. Done and done.
That's awesome.
Yeah. They're big fans of the show. They're our chief sponsor for the year. And it's pillows, sheets, the adjustable bases. Everything is 15% off if you're military or first responder. If you're regular humans like ourselves, they get amazing deals. $100 off a Classico mattress, $200 off that Ghost Lux, and then they get a Ghost Flex for really big fat people.
That sounds kind of fun, though.
Yeah.
Ghost Flex?
It's either for really big fat people
Or orgies.
Orgies, yeah.
Orgies,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So-
Multiples. Well, we might need to get that.
Multiples.
Now, this is straight from the company themselves. They said you could have a 9-person orgy on it if everyone is under 155.
Okay. All the women are under 155.
Yeah. You can have one dude, like a Pedro, who's like 380. But all the other women have to be 155.
Those are good stats. I wonder how they came up with this.
That's science. They've got doctors working around the clock there at ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros.
A lab. They do it in
always,
the lab.
A little lab there.
Your hat looks amazing, by the way.
I know, it's really cute.
I'm styled by Dan. He said, "Put this on, you idiot," and I was like, "Thanks, Dan."
I would never talk to another human being like that. That wasn't Jared Taylor.
Truth. Congratulations on Jared's marriage.
Yeah, I yelled at him for 3 hours yesterday. He FaceTimed me with homegirl from a gas station parking lot. I'm like, "What are you doing today?" He's like, "Nothing." And I'm like, okay.
hot dogs and stuff.
He was eating corn dogs in the fucking car.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so you have nothing to do today. You have the entire city at your disposal, and you're sitting in your car eating a fucking corn dog outside of the gas station from which you bought the corn dog.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. And he didn't see a problem with that.
No, that's a Tuesday
and
for him.
that's the beauty of it, right?
Beauty
of Jared.
is, yeah, it is. It actually is, yeah.
But you know one thing I love though
refreshing.
is that she's all like up on the hot dog, corn dog thing too.
About
Oh
it.
yeah, they're both super white trash, which is something that I like. I mean, like fried bologna, for example, delicious.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's delicious.
Jesse's in the bologna camp.
I'm bologna. I'm
Are you?
bologna
Oscar?
mayonnaise.
The bologna
white bread.
pony.
Bologna over
It's
isn't
white
it,
bread,
is it
Wonder
Pam?
Bread, bologna, and then
Spam.
fucking
Spam.
Lay's potato chips
Yes,
on
I
top
don't
of it,
like Spam.
crushed down.
Okay.
No,
Sorry,
she likes
but
bologna
bologna.
sandwiches, old school bologna sandwiches.
There we go.
Mayonnaise,
Like on a
white
porch.
bread. And like the Kraft
She'll
mac and
only
cheese.
eat them on a porch.
Only on the porch.
And like the chair has to be like a little wobbly. Do you know what I mean? Like not a rocking chair, but
Can we
one
get a
leg.
bologna
Very
sponsor?
Missing a
nostalgic.
leg. Yeah, you got to put.
Yeah.
Bologna sponsor.
Let's get a bologna sponsor.
You guys do need that.
We really
Just
do.
have a
That'd be-
package of
that's-
bologna on the table.
That'd be very
and I'll
accurate.
eat
Oh
it
my
through
gosh.
the show.
Right now, we got
the
we
red
got
thing that you pull off the side.
an earphone sponsor that we need to
okay.
get to.
What, Raycon?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Raycon. Buy Raycon.com. These are the headphones, by the way, for the video show. Bingo Bango Dodge Durango here. We got a nice little set. They charge the rechargeable little case. They charge up in.
Yeah,
and
so
these
the
are-
case itself doesn't will charge it by itself. You don't need to recharge the case for like months, which is awesome.
Oh,
It's crazy.
that's
Yeah.
So as long as you just put it back in the little box, it'll charge. You don't need to have that plugged into anything. They're awesome. They went for a quick 6 run the other day.
Jesse took them for a quick. She took mine, and then but
What's
you
a
recharged
quick 6?
6 miles.
6 miles.
Yeah.
We know
6
you don't
miles.
run anymore. It's okay.
I'm not.
No.
The only
Yeah.
direction I'm running is toward the gunfire, okay?
Yeah.
That's it.
He's our hero. He's a rocket
And
man.
you get to
coming on a seat in
Ibby, if you're listening, put some really heroic music over that line.
No, he's definitely not going to. BuyRaycon.com is where you can get your BuyRaycon.com/Drinkin' Bros. Is where you can get your headphones.
I'll do it.
They're cheap as fuck, and they're the best on the planet. With that promo code, you get 20% off. Knocks them down to like $50. BuyRaycon.com/Drinkin' Bros. Last but not least, Anthony, we got ExpressVPN.com/Drinkin' Bros. What does it do for you?
Here's the most important thing. I mean, it protects all your passwords and all your banking information on your mobile device and on your desktop. But the most important thing it does is allow you to fucking watch pornography at work.
Yes.
So if your company network has, and if you're in the military especially, where they have these, restrictions on browsers and stuff like that, where you can go and where you can't, you can go to all your fucking social media stuff. You can watch hardcore pornography at work.
Yes, at work.
On the company network. Yep. If you use ExpressVPN.
ExpressVPN.com/Drinkin' Bros. It'll also protect all of your passwords and cryptocurrency. And you can watch as much porn as you want. Also, you get 3 free months for being a Drinkin' Bro. It's only $7 a month. Protect all your shit. Protect your passwords. Go to expressvpn.com/Drinkin' Bros today and get on it. Since we're on the subject, Tiffany, favorite porn, go. What's your go-to?
I'm very
Ours is amateur.
Mine's no.
Same.
Yeah, mine's
Same
very
with Jessie.
amateur.
She loves amateur porn.
I do.
I like it to be like really grainy,
No,
a
me too.
cell phone.
I like
they
it
have
very
to keep
natural,
getting up
amateur.
And,
So
That's
you're
what
a
I
big
like.
fan of that Fred Durst video that came out like in 2007 or so?
will you have me at Fred Durst because I'm a huge fan.
Well, he's wearing a red hat, so
are
it
you
makes
really?
sense.
Yeah,
I
as
like
a
Fred
director,
Durst, too.
he's an amazing director. He does like, I'm serious.
I know he does.
But what?
What does he direct?
He directs a bunch of music videos and movies and shit
movies.
now. But
Acclaimed.
I've got a
He's
hard.
not
I've got a
acclaimed.
hard time.
Critically acclaimed.
I'm having a hard time believing
No, it's true.
that he's good. I know that he does it. I'm having a hard time believing he's good at it, and that he is
good.
Yeah.
acclaimed.
I can vouch
I know.
for it. He's good. It's
crazy.
one of those things where I can't figure out with Limp Bizkit whether he did it as a joke, the band as a joke,
Did he troll the world or?
because I think he just secretly always wanted to be a director. Really, did he just troll the world, or was it real music? And that's the question I would love to ask him. I don't have that answer.
You guys should get him on here then.
We've tried.
Really?
Yeah. He's always making biscuits still.
He works at this company
very
that
lame.
just exclusively makes red hats. He should have gotten a job with the Trump campaign.
I know. But he does a lot of shit in L.A. and he's thin now.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Yeah, thin Fred
I wonder
Durst.
if he's still attractive then.
I
'Cause
doubt
always
it.
thought he was kind of cute back in the day.
Yeah, he was like one of the original dad bod guys.
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah.
And he was hot.
He was always trolling ass too. I remember when he was fucking Paris Hilton. So
Was he?
good for him. Good for him.
yeah.
Next story: former Stanford sailing coach John Vandemore. You know what's weird when you hear a Stanford sailing coach and his name isn't John Vandemore? That it would be disappointing if it.
Is there a
wasn't.
wider job on Earth than the Stanford sailing coach? I guess maybe
Shit.
like I don't know. The Stanford fucking lacrosse coach, maybe?
Or the head of the KKK. Is there a wider position
Yeah.
in America than the Stanford sailing coach, John Vandemore, of the Vandemore family? You might remember them. They did canned spam in the 60s. He will serve no time in prison in connection with the college entrance scam.
He did get 6 months of house arrest.
Oh, well, if your name is John Vandemore, do you know what his fucking house looks
Yeah.
like? It's probably
Yeah.
20,000 square feet on the lake.
And a $10,000 fine and like 18 months of additional probation
That's
after the house
chump
arrest.
change.
Nothing.
Well,
That's
they
like
the
nothing.
judge said that he's the quote unquote least culpable of all the other faculty members because they all took money for themselves personally, and he only took money and put it into the program. So,
I kinda
like
like
I've
that.
said,
Yeah.
I don't think Aunt Becky is going to get jail time.
I think she will. I'm going against
I'm
Sean
kind of
Moore.
thinking she
They're
might now.
saying
Yeah.
she's going to.
I
Like,
think
for
she
real.
might get like maybe 3 years and serve 15 months, something like that.
in Rikers.
She'll Lindsay
Not
Lohan.
Rikers.
Put her in Rikers.
She's not going
Put her
to.
in Gen Pop. Right in Rikers. She needs to learn. Yeah.
They'll probably use her as an example.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Since this has made such big publicity.
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's what I think.
Let me
too.
ask you this.
And her daughter was the worst. I
Franny.
think they'll probably make.
Was she?
Oh, she's super hot Instagram model. And
Oh, I
she
can
was
see
like,
that.
fuck college. I don't even care about going
Yeah.
anyways. And fuck all these people.
My
Like, who
parents are so
cares?
awesome. They can
Yeah.
give me whatever college I fucking want. It's great.
Basically, is what she said
Yeah.
on her YouTube. So I think example is exactly right on that.
So you guys
Yeah.
are going to have some children at some point. Let's say it's 20 years from now,
Uh-huh.
and your
Wait.
kid's a fucking dummy,
Yeah.
and you want to get them into school. Are you going to try to pull
Pay 'em
some
off?
shit?
Yeah, with sex, not with money.
Hello, no
Like, what happened to using
traceable.
sex? It's like, like, hey.
Yeah, no
Like, they
receipts.
can't prove that shit.
Yeah.
Like, but
Exactly.
money they can.
It's a paper
true.
trail.
I'm
That's
just going to
true.
be cautious
There's
about
no
that.
paper trail
like
for
it.
Yeah.
anonymous sex.
No, just a snail trail.
Yeah, just a snail trail.
Nailed
Oh,
it. Boom.
God.
Oh,
That
sorry
was
about
good.
that.
That was good.
Sorry about that. I thought we were on Drinkin' Bros for a second. Yeah, I think sex is the old school method.
Yeah.
It's the Forrest Gump method, and I think nowadays that's what you're going to have to move into. There's too many, again, paper trails. There's too much fucking cameras, all this other shit. Like, because now there was a thing about flyers too, where one of the girls is going to get off because they'd used her on a flyer for one of the fake sports teams she was supposed to be a part of.
So it's like, oh, we paid for that.
Correct.
Like, whatever.
Yeah, so it looks like one of them is going to get off on a technicality like that, where it's just like, oh, You were on a flyer in 2015.
And it looks like
See, that's
Felicity's kind of out too because she
pled guilty
guilty right away.
Yeah, and Aunt Becky has not.
Yeah, she's trying to.
She's still holding fast. Huh?
That whole flyer thing, by the way, just if you're out there and you're going to commit crimes, don't make additional stuff to draw attention to the crime. Just hope that nobody notices anything. You don't make fake flyers for a team that doesn't exist.
Hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, hiding in plain sight. You just do it. You don't fucking make flyers and all that other extra bull. That's TV criminal. That's like simple-minded criminal right there. Just do stuff. Leave as little amount of paper trail as possible and then fucking deny. Right?
I was gonna say, if you're gonna do it, don't get caught.
Yeah, that's the BTK
like be smart.
method.
Like shit.
Lie, deny,
Exactly.
counter
Hide in
accuse.
plain
Lie,
sight.
deny, counter accuse. Lie, deny, counter accuse.
Correct.
Evan has said that a million times on this show, and that is an agency principle.
You know, it's funny. So in Matt Best's new book, which is available for pre-order now, that's in there as well. I put that in there.
Lie, deny, counter accuse.
Correct. Yep.
I do that in all of my relationships.
Do you think you could get away with murder, Tiffany? Yes or no?
I mean,
She's
after
a
watching
fucking
Dexter, yes.
She's a seer
I'm a
specialist.
pro now.
I know.
No, you know what's scary though? After watching so many like Dexter TV shows or information that you're kind of like, you think about it in your head. Like, I gotta be honest. I thought about this before. It's kind of eerie, but I was like, if my husband was to ever lose his life like overseas, right, doing what he's doing, I am literally going to dedicate my entire life to hunting down those guys and like the movies.
Yeah.
So you're Liam
And
Neeson.
literally,
Yes.
but I'm not going to get caught doing it.
Yeah.
Right?
So could you murder somebody in America, like somebody that pissed you off or blocked you on Instagram, right?
That's
maybe
not even worth it. I
I
don't
know.
even
maybe
notice.
dinged your car door at a Harris
Oh,
Teeter.
that's different.
Yeah.
What if it was
Do you think you could get away with murder?
What if
Like,
it was
for
a
real?
stylist who gave you a bad haircut?
Yeah.
That is awful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like people could. If you're smart enough.
Could you?
Could you? That was the question. You.
I mean,
Get
I would
away with
hope
it.
to. I would think I could. But I don't know.
Okay.
I don't
want
know.
to say.
She's being super
know.
cagey, which makes me think
Yeah.
there's
I
some
think you
bodies
fucking
out there.
killed
Maybe
somebody.
there's a
Did you
body?
kill somebody?
Is there
Killed somebody?
bodies?
I feel like you fucking
I mean,
killed
besides
somebody.
like a ton of rabbits.
She's like one could if they
One could if
knew
they'd
what
like
I know.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to play a game
What am I
right
supposed
quick.
to do? Sit here and brag about myself? Like, yeah, I can bury a body. No, no.
No, it's
Yes.
fine. I want to play a
Yes.
game. Let's play a game, and it's called If You've Eaten a Rabbit's Eyeball, Raise Your Hand.
Oh God.
You have?
Have you really?
A lot of them.
No
Like
way.
you kill the rabbit and it's still like freshly warm, and you take the skull of its face, all the hair on it, and you literally like bite out the eyeball, and you're getting eyelashes and fur and like the mucous membrane and everything.
What was the point of that?
Well, it was survival training. Number one,
Yeah,
right?
and by the way, for the
But how
audience
does that help you?
for the audience who hasn't listened to you on the last show, which was amazing. Explain what you do again, just in case they missed that last show.
So I'm in the United States Air Force, and I'm a SEER specialist. And SEER stands for Survival, Evasion, Resistance, and Escape. So we teach all of our air crew and ground guys how to survive anywhere in the world, right? I mean, amongst many other things, I can go on forever. So the purpose of killing the rabbit is that they wanted to teach us how to basically snare large game and then prepare large game. And they wanted to do it with smaller game because obviously it's cheaper.
yeah.
So one, it's like hazing, I'm sure. Like they love seeing us do it. Like
Okay.
instead of using your finger, right?
Okay.
Like they're like, oh, get into it. Like Bear Grylls style. But number
Right.
two, let's be realistic. There is still a survival instinct behind it. You have electrolytes in an eyeball. No joke, as a survivor.
That's what the
It's
plants want.
saline solution, right?
Okay.
So like saline, it's like your salt water. So it's literally like an eyeball or two is like equivalent to like a half a Gatorade as a survivor. And you're like, drink up, buttercup.
Is that a real ratio?
Like, it's what we've given it when we have actually broken it down to figure out what's in it.
Wow, that's great. That's good information.
That is actually.
Isn't it
really-
crazy though?
Yeah, I did not
So
know
that's
that.
why. So like
I'm just
they
gonna
break
start eating
down,
eyeballs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the entire animal, and they go, hey, you can eat everything.
What if I go
Almost.
to the gym
Yeah, eat
and I'm carrying a bag around
I
with a
would
live
say-
rabbit inside of it?
Yeah,
And
eat 5
I
eyeballs.
I
for
do
some
like I'm
good
getting
pump.
a good pump, and then
Yeah.
I'm just like in the gym. I strangle the rabbit.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I imagine that's how you do it, right? Strangle it like this.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
you can
do
cry
you-
chop the neck if you're man enough.
Ah, look at that, Dan.
Yeah.
She just outmanned you, dude.
No, I'm just.
And his Rocket Man jacket.
And then you
saying,
suck
I
the
know.
eyeballs out of this rabbit's head in front of everybody. That's a pretty baller move.
That would be epic.
Yeah.
That'd be like, don't fuck with me in the gym. Like, no one's getting on any of your equipment.
But then just
Everyone
get on a
leaves you alone.
treadmill or only elliptical, right? Like, so do something really
Elliptical.
manly and then just elliptical on a really slow.
Yeah.
I'm always behind the guy at the water fountain who's filling up a whole Arrowhead bottle. And he's just like, I can get my water in, bro. I can get my fucking water in. I want to eliminate that and just start going rabbit eyes.
Look, I'm not. Yeah, I think the rabbit eyes, like even if you just carried around a bag of rabbit eyes.
But the thing is, no one thinks of it because
No.
no one knows the science or behind it.
What's something else that would surprise people?
So
That I've eaten
Yeah.
a banana slug.
What's that?
Oh, I've seen. Did you haven't
Okay,
seen,
so what you guys need to do right now is you need to Google or at least get on YouTube and look up banana slug versus snake.
Yeah. Or you can watch the bear.
So I'm gonna tell you
Didn't
this
they
right
do it
now.
on
There's a Bear Grylls video where he's eating a banana slug
Yeah.
and it just like pops out of it. Like
Yeah.
he bites down into it and just like this sludge.
This
pops
was
out
like
of
there
his
was no
mouth.
nutritional value. It was just like a thing, right? Like a kind of rite of passage, like everyone does it type of thing.
Why?
Just because it's steer training. Like, and we eat some of the most disgusting things. I mean, you just do some of the craziest stuff anyway. So I remember before I joined the military, I think it was like 2006. I told my buddy, I was like, I overheard we have to eat a banana slug, and we watched this video together, and I was like, the snake lost. Like, the snake lost. I was like, what's gonna happen to me if I have to eat this? And this is what happened. I Googled like how to go ahead and get like the banana slug enzymes and juices out of your mouth. And they said salt. Salt breaks it down, right? With the slug. Like, think about it. If you want to kill a slug, just use salt. So I saved salt from an MRE packet, right? And so when the time came, we played like rock, paper, scissors. And I was the first one to lose. And my buddy's like, buddy fucked me. And they're like, you're going to get the biggest one. And I was like, sweet. And so there I was, just like, I was trying to swallow it, to be honest. I was like, yeah, I'm a swallower.
Sure.
Jessie gets it. Jessie gets it.
It's easier to clean up.
Excuse me. This is a family show.
Okay. Sorry, I thought we were drinking bros.
Nowhere close.
So then, so I tried swallowing it, and the instructor was like, no, you're chewing that shit. And now, granted, I'm really good at like putting down the grub, right? Because it's mental, so you just like turn off your brain. So I'm like eating it, and I'm like trying to swallow, and it feels like just a bunch of gunk, right, stuck in your throat. And I'm like, and immediately I do that. All the instructors start like gagging. And I was like, okay, we're going to play this game now, right?
and, like,
so I purposely start doing it, like on cue. And all the instructors were like, I can't. Like, and they like were running away. So finally I swallowed it because they, you know, got out of Dodge. And then I left. So all the other guys were doing like, you know, their banana slug deal. Now here's the issue. It feels like, I mean, if we're going to make it sexual, let's make it sexual. It feels like you got a huge wad of just nasty, junky cum in your mouth, right? And you keep trying to spit it out, but it's not coming out.
Right.
Like, you're like, what is wrong? And so guys were doing that for like 3-4 hours straight. So what I did is I put the salt in my mouth, gargled around, spit out, boom, gone. So
Really?
no
Just, like,
joke.
dead.
I was so surprised and I was very proud of myself.
So for you ladies out there,
Yeah, if you ladies
Keep
out
a salt
there,
packet in your pocket.
keep a little salt on you.
and also gentlemen, if you see a woman that's carrying little salt packets around, you know she's willing to take cum in the mouth.
Here's the thing though. This is
large.
the thing that I liked. All the guys, so I went back and they're like spitting, and they were like, Tiff, is this how it feels, man? Is this what it's like? We feel awful now that we like totally jizz in our chick's mouth. And I was like, well, they're like, is this what it's like? I was like, yeah, sure. This is exactly what it's like.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
well, man, I feel really disrespectful now. This is pretty gross. And I'm pretty sure like all of them, probably only for a few months, probably didn't, you know.
For like 2 months.
Yeah,
They were like,
probably.
they got
and then
over
they
that.
just forgot about it.
Got over that real fast.
Yeah. But they thought that I was a pro at it, and that's the reason why I wasn't like spitting for hours when really I would just outsmart everyone and just use
Wow.
salt.
Well, I never would have thought of a banana slug. Like,
It was pretty gross. It
That's
was
crazy.
in the tropical environment at the time.
fuck.
I know. So Google that.
What made you want to do this stuff, by the way? Because none of anything you've said so far sounds remotely
my
awesome.
response to all of it is, but why though? But I mean,
I
I'm
didn't
like
know.
locked in, but I'm like, but why?
It wasn't like I got the lowdown and saying like this is exactly what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Sure.
I joined the military for like a different, like I was in a point in my life where I was like, I need something that's going to push me.
Yeah.
I need something different. I feel lost. And it was amazing going into that. And I wanted a job that was like, no, You're going to fucking do some crazy ass shit, and we're going to push your limits constantly and push you outside the box. And that's what it did. And I love it.
I can see on like Naked and Afraid doing shit like that. Then we talked
they've
about
tried, they've tried to get her on.
Did they really?
But but now they're trying to get literally everyone now. Like, I'm not even kidding. Everyone on Instagram's hit me up going, hey, I got asked by Naked and Afraid to be on it. And I'm like, well, just because you get asked, like, doesn't mean you would make it.
Yeah.
Because there's a process. Like, they have to sit there, they have an interview, right? They have to figure out your PSR score, which is your personal survival rating. Like, I had to talk to a survival specialist on the phone for like an hour, and he asked me a bajillion questions about everything I would do in these environments. I had to tell him. And the coolest part is why they wanted me so bad. They were like, you have the highest PSR rating to date. And I was like, do I?
Yeah.
I was so proud of myself because at the time I was in Vegas, probably drinking, like talking to the guy. Like, oh, yeah.
Is this when you... So she was in Vegas this one time and her extensions came out. So she stuffed them down the front of her pants.
Yeah. And wore them like pubes out. Yeah. On the last show, that was one of the greatest things I've ever heard in my entire life. I want to jump back to this because we just talked about this 2 episodes ago. You get to take 2 things, right, on Naked and Afraid?
Yeah.
What are your 2 things? Because mine is just tennis shoes and yarn.
Smart.
And yarn.
Well, why yarn though? No, you want better.
I want to tie my penis up. I don't want it hanging all the time.
Yeah, but not yarn. You need like 550. or like a cordage.
Yeah, but I want Christmas yarn. Because I want to be very Christmassy while I'm out there. I want to be very seasonal.
Well, 550 is typically green. That's Christmassy enough.
Okay. You can make a different color 550.
I'll take it. I
see that being totally you. You know what? You can make shoes. That's what I don't understand. When I had to send in a video to Naked and Afraid showing them like my survival skills and I was like teaching my students, I literally like fashioned a shoe in an hour and was walking around with it.
Really? Would you make it out of duct tape?
No. No, branches.
Just in nature. That's,
we
don't know a lot about
like completely
nature.
Natural.
It comes from ducks. So you kill the duck and then you take all of the tape off.
I feel like
no, you're right.
If you kicked a duck hard enough from behind, you could wear that.
Shit out tape?
No. It would. Your foot would go inside of it, and you could just wear it like shoes.
That too. But how many ducks have you seen on Naked and Afraid?
I've kicked quite a few ducks.
Yeah. Dan's a big duck kicker.
I could see that. You're like a kid kicker, a duck kicker.
I've never kicked a child.
It's very on brand. Yes,
that we know of.
Yes, you have.
What are your 2 items then? What are you taking with you?
550 for sure, right?
No, a knife. So depend. They're going to tell you the environment. So I would bring a knife, essential for that environment. But normally it's going to be a good fixed blade. Right, and then
serrated
on one side, but not on the other, so that you have both.
Yeah,
and then definitely a fire starting device. I'm telling you, because I'm very realistic with my primitive skills. Yeah. I don't have that great of like primitive fire skills
to like
and patience. Let alone to sit there and like try to get something started. I want a fire right away because those 2 things are like very essential.
Yeah.
It's funny because I had told her, I was like, probably what most people would take is like flint or something to start a fire. And then what?
I said Nikes and knife.
A knife, yeah.
I mean, shoes I think is smart. I would love to see someone do that.
Skechers. See, mine was Skechers shape-ups, all white. Because I want them patent leather whites, obviously.
They're going to get dirty as hell out there.
Well, are they?
And that's going to be the challenge.
I feel like I would walk above it, and that's going to be part of my own challenge. Because the game isn't really that hard to me, the whole Naked and Afraid thing. I want the patent. I want to keep those things white. I want to keep the patent white leather Skechers shape-ups. White the whole entire event.
So you're like Jesus. You just walk all over the ground, like kind of like walking on water.
I would just gingerly walk, you know. Yeah. Because it would be boring about the sneakers getting clean, and that's kind of my own mental game. And then obviously
let me ask you this: your partner in the show or your competitor?
Yep.
I don't know how it works. So
I think it's a partner.
Cohort. I think they call it.
Cohort. Okay, cohort.
It's like guy, girl, whatever.
So your cohort, they step on your fucking sneakers. Do you kill them right there and bury them?
Yes, and then I finish the event.
Yeah.
But you kill them and then eat them.
Correct.
Like why would you waste that meat?
Well, you cut out the back strap and then you go for the flank, the leg meat and such, and you pack it and then move on.
Here's where the yarn comes in. I rip off their arms and legs,
and
I take that yarn and I tape their arms and legs around. So that way I've always got something to snack on, kind of like a jerky type sitch.
Yeah. Listen, electrolytes. You got their eyeballs.
Eyeballs.
Look at this.
Eyeballs.
How many electrolytes, or what's the ratio? What's the ratio for human eyeballs?
No, I didn't give you an exact because we don't know. Like, I remember we all like Googled it, right? Like trying to figure out how many electrolytes were like in a half a Gatorade or even like one of those small ones, right? And what we like figured out depending on the saline solution, like, and it also depends on like the size of the eyeball and the rabbit and everything else. But we say like you take 2 eyeballs, it might be about equivalent to the electrolytes content that's in maybe like half a Gatorade or one of those small mini Gatorades, which is still something as a, and that's a rabbit. And then it's different when you have goats and humans and whatever else.
Why not?
Fort Bragg's kind of got a dodgy history with murdering goats, though. So there used to be a thing called the goat lab there back in the day. Yeah. And that's where all the SF medics trained. They would shoot a goat and then take care of it for several days.
Like try to keep it alive?
Yeah.
I like that.
Purposely?
But
now, that's what their medics
now it offends people because...
Us killing rabbits pissed off PETA years ago.
Yeah.
I thought
about doing it with her just to see if I could keep her alive.
What?
Yep. I'm sorry?
I'm sorry.
Just I'm my own training. I thought about maybe, porking her right in the leg with something,
Porking me
and
in
then
the leg.
trying to stitch it up.
Yeah.
See if you can.
Yep. And then keep her alive.
You want to go lower left-hand side of her, so to your right of her abdomen.
Okay.
Yep.
It's nothing major down there.
No.
You don't want to go for the legs because the femoral's down there, and if you shatter a bone, it's going to slice it maybe.
You still want her usable, too.
It's part of my journey, though.
Right.
When you say usable...
Well, like, you want to make sure she's still mobile.
That she can still cook and clean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was meaning like...
Sure
cook and clean, but not drive or vote.
No, you guys took it there. I was meaning like, get your
right. Like wound fucking.
Yeah, wound fucking. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That's the thing.
That is a terrible thing you just said.
Well,
that's the thing.
Wait. I just realized what you said. People really do that?
Oh, yeah. That's
they
a fetish.
they fuck a wound?
Oh, yeah. You ever seen that movie Crash?
Here's
where they
the
get in
other
car
thing.
accidents and then fuck?
I don't think I have.
Oh, yeah.
That's not the Crash that won the Oscar, by the way.
it's
That's
not.
the one that came
The
out
one
in
before
1996.
Spader.
Yeah.
I figured if they had
James
wound fucking
Spader.
in it, it probably didn't win anything.
Yeah,
so.
the wound fucking movie is, that's a big one.
If I've learned anything.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put it past
They
people.
didn't teach you that in survival school. You know?
I mean, not me, but I don't also have an appendage to fuck things like that. So maybe they taught it to the rest of the guys away from me. Yeah. That was one of those moments. I wasn't allowed to be there.
And how do you feel about that now?
I'm really disappointed.
Sad. Left out.
I feel really left out.
Jamie, get a
There's
knife.
strap-ons.
Let's cut Dan open. Let her fuck him. Let her fuck him.
Equal opportunity, people.
Speaking of equal opportunity and Me Too, because you would have Me Too Dan on that one.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Rush was another top story. He won $1.9 million payout in the Me Too defamation case in Australia. Turns out the girl that charged him with it didn't actually get Me Too'd.
Made it all up.
So she was lying?
I don't know what the penalty for her has been. I haven't been able to find.
$1.9 million.
Not from her, though. That's from the media.
Yeah.
Like he sued the fucking local newspapers for fucking, for making the story bigger.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And for making claims about him that were demonstrably untrue. That's why he won. But, I don't know if the woman recanted or what. I haven't been able to find anything on that. But I feel like there should probably be some kind of penalty for falsely accusing someone of rape.
I was just going to ask that, if you feel like there should be.
I do too, and it right now it doesn't exist. And right now it's just a bunch of payouts from lawyers and all that shit. We saw today it was Bryan Singer paid off that kid $150,000 to get out of that rape case.
Okay.
Yeah, Bryan Singer likes young men.
Young men, yes.
Much like, what's his name? The guy that's on the wall right over there. What's his name? The one with the glasses.
Who's the serial killer?
Dahmer?
Dahmer, yeah.
Yeah, Dahmer liked
yeah.
young men as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, the most
In a different
sympathetic
way.
serial killer.
He was more, I'm sorry, the what?
The most sympathetic serial killer.
Sympathetic. More than Albert Fish, you think?
Yes.
Albert Fish wrote a letter, and Dan Cummins did a bit on this recently. We'll have Dan Cummins on the show next week.
We will, from Time Suck, yeah.
So he did, he wrote a letter to one of the victims' families and said, hey, I just want to let you know, obviously I'm paraphrasing, I just want to let you know that I didn't rape her before I murdered her and turned her into soup. So
yeah.
What?
And
that's empathetic.
And
this is so contradicting. I don't understand how that works. Right?
Well, he's a crazy person.
You gotta have the mind of a serial killer. So Dan does, actually.
Ah, man.
See, that's the thing. I feel like I'm a one and done. I feel like you're like a multiple.
Oh, easily. When you've killed as many people as Dan have, you can't just shut that off.
True.
Like, your mind is always thinking about that next kill. We were at a restaurant recently, and the valet flipped him his keys, kind of just like this. Here, take it, And Dan looked at this guy, and you turned to me and you said, I've already thought about 38 different ways to murder him.
Yeah, but that's like, that's chaos. That's General Mattis. theology right there.
Right.
And I call it theology because I believe General Mattis
is God.
Is a God?
I don't think he's a God. I don't think
the God.
No, I don't. I just think that that's the religion. If there is one that I would follow, it's that one. You know what I mean?
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
I don't know what I would murderology. I don't know, but
I like
it has to sound something religious.
He used to.
Yeah.
I can't remember the exact quote, but he says something like, "Be polite and professional with everyone you meet, but always have a plan to kill them." Something like that.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
Yep,
I liked it a lot.
He's a legit dude.
I like that a lot. No, Jared actually was at Bryan Singer's house, by the way. This is a true story.
Really?
Yes. Right before all of this broke. And he sent a picture to me before he put it up on Facebook. And he goes, jealous? And I was like, no. I'm going to tell you why, Jared.
Did he not know?
He didn't know at the time. And I go.
Because Jared is too old and
he's
not his type.
He's not his type.
I'll just say not his type.
No. He likes a younger 17 to 18-year-old
Svelte.
man. Six-pack.
Oh, yeah. Jared was totally safe.
No, that's totally safe. So I just said to Jared, I go, hey, man.
Totally in the safe zone.
Yeah.
Hey, man, look around the party and tell me if you see, I don't know, one girl there. And let me know and just text me back. And he goes, oh, fuck. It's all dudes.
How did he not realize it was a sausage fest walking in?
Because it's Jared.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he was just excited to be there. He was like, oh, no, you don't understand. We got to watch, like, South Park in his screening room. And I was like, well, that's before you go down on him. So either or, he paid off $150 today.
Jeez.
Jeffrey Rush got paid. I hope Jeffrey Rush gets a second chance at this, Dan.
Really?
Dan, you wearing sequins is not a good idea. Oh, they changed colors.
Agree.
Yeah,
look at that.
It's one of those.
You
You can be gold.
Oh, you can.
It's
you
like
can put
hypercolor.
fuck you on the back. Oh.
Subscribe on YouTube to watch
Nice.
Dan do that. That's
Yeah.
amazing, Dan.
That's a
Congratulations
fun
on your
thing.
Rocket Man jacket.
That's a fun thing.
I think there should be a law, though, against the people who falsely accuse people of Me Too, and then they have to do
Is
shit.
there not,
you
guys?
there's gotta
there
be
is something. There is.
Is there?
There has to be.
Because
like filing a false police report. But there should be
exactly.
something specific to this, I think.
ruins
Justice.
Ruins
someone's life,
Yeah.
their
Not-
livelihood, their business, their family, their everything. Because then it brings up these trust issues, and then when someone comes back out and goes, "That wasn't true," it's like,
And you
wait,
can't-
we're
You
supposed to
can't unring
recover
that
from
bell,
this and
yeah.
act like we never knew it happened.
Yeah.
Jeremy Piven was on Andrew Schultz's show yesterday talking about that shit.
Really?
Like, hey, I'm just one guy. It's just my whole fucking life. No big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Although
I can say this about Jeremy Piven, he's a dirtbag.
Right.
But I don't think he's raped anybody or fucking did any of that shit.
I don't believe it. Just
there's
based
a
on
difference
the
between
stuff
just
I've
being
heard.
a fucking shitty dude,
being a
and, like,
fuckboy douchebag,
Yeah.
which is what he is. Which that's fine, dude.
But that's
Do
Totally.
he
your
never
thing.
pretended not to be that.
No,
so
he's
fuck
every
it.
character he's played in every fucking movie that he's been in, except for maybe Black Hawk Down, where he was a pilot for 10 seconds, has been a fuckboy douchebag. Do you
Yeah.
remember PCU, by the way?
Yeah,
With
well,
David
yes.
Spade? That is a great fucking movie.
Great
And that is
movie.
him. Like,
Go
that's how
back.
I feel like
Yes.
he is.
Draws.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't be that guy.
He's a 28-year-old still in his undergrad.
Go back and take a screenshot of him in PCU. And then compare it to him in Entourage.
You're talking about the hairline?
See how much more hair he has.
Yeah.
It's
Really?
a whole. He replaced the full divot. I mean, it's he's almost entirely bald in that movie.
Can we get LeBron James some of that?
Boy, you
'Cause-
figure you're that rich, you could fix
Seriously,
it.
maybe he
Can't-
doesn't care.
No, he cares.
Maybe he's
He
trying to
has
look like
fixed
Dr.
it.
Yeah,
Phil.
That's him fixing it.
he's fixed it.
Is it?
Yeah, so he has the scar back here from doing the Bosley, whatever, where
Really?
you put
Yeah.
it to the front.
Yep.
But I think it
It just didn't take. Some people just
that
doesn't take,
or it
man.
was
There's nothing you can do.
that bad.
Yeah.
But the
and
thing
the
is,
hairline is very back.
guys have it easy though,
Yes.
right?
Well,
You guys
like
can
LeBron,
just shave your
You can
head.
just shave
Yeah.
it.
Like, even if you don't look good with a shaved head, eventually you will look good with a shaved head if you have it long
Right.
enough because people get used to it.
Yeah.
And LeBron's
Like-
not an attractive man anyway. Shave up, bro.
Yeah.
Well, nobody gives a fuck. You're married.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
Who
very,
are you trying to fool?
very
Yeah.
rich. He'll be
Very rich.
So in the next 5 years, he'll be a billionaire.
He'll be the
Sometime
first
in the
$1 billion athlete. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Next up, speaking of sports, we got the women's soccer team beat the brakes off of Thailand, 13-0. I was amped about that. A lot of people are pissed that they ran up the score and kept celebrating all
Look,
the goals.
in any
Thoughts?
soccer tournament, whether it's UEFA or the CONCACAF or any of the fucking major tournaments or the World Cup, obviously, in group play, fucking goal differential is the deciding factor if you tie. So
Yeah.
if there's two people in the group and you end up losing the game to them and you're both 2-1 or whatever during group play, then the goal differential is what decides it. You can't ever fucking take it. What if you score 7 and stop and the other team scores 8?
They're not pissed
They're
about
fucked,
the
man.
goals. They're pissed about the
celebration.
celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
so
fuck
the goals
that.
they
It's the
understand.
goddamn World Cup.
Sure.
Fuck them.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Dan, I'm on your side.
There's another whole part of this that people are complaining about, and it's that the women's team don't get paid as much as the men's team. Now, I'm all about equality.
Yes.
I don't like the voting and driving thing, but otherwise...
Let's back it up. Back it up.
I was going to say, what?
When you say back it up, do you mean to the 1910s?
Yeah, like, which year are you wanting to back it up to, Dan?
No, for real, I'm all about equality, but this is about marketing. Like, more people watch the men's team, and...
No, not in this instance. So the ratings are better for the women's team than
they are
the
now.
men's.
They are now, but that was not the case even when they were winning their first World Cups.
But it is superior soccer to me. Watching the women's
it's way better.
Is way better. And you and I talked about this on the sports show.
Yeah.
I'm into the Women's World Cup, and I encourage everybody to watch it because they're fucking gangsters.
Yeah.
And I think they deserve
better.
to be paid.
It's way better.
As a woman, since you're new to the news show here, is there a position that you feel like you were unfairly paid for versus doing the same shit a dude was?
Paid, no. Because, I mean, in the military, we get same
There it is.
pay. So I've never had a complaint about that. So I'm not into the normal corporate world, so I cannot sit there and go, hey, I'm doing the exact same job as you, but I'm not getting paid less.
Is that a big factor in deciding what you did?
At the time when I was 19, I didn't expect that. But now that I know that I get paid the same, like, hey, him and I both jump out of planes.
Right.
Even if, like, he might be better than me, we're still getting paid the same.
Yeah.
Like, because we're still doing the same shit. So, but it is, I mean, I'm sure it's a deciding factor for many women out there, right?
Yeah,
When
absolutely.
they look at a job and they sit there and go, hey, am I going to do the exact same job as this guy, but get paid $10,000, $20,000 less a year?
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of a bummer.
Well, there's only like all the women who do what you do, I could count on one hand, right? Is that right? Or is it more now?
Yeah, no, you're right.
How many chicks in the world do what you do? And I'm saying chicks.
Well, in the U.S. military.
U.S.
I believe
Four,
there's
right?
3.
3 or 4? Yeah.
Or
shit.
4.
Dang.
So, but I mean, that's just like in this period of time, right? So throughout the time when they have finally allowed females to do our job, there's been like, a good amount. But the thing is, like, you have to think about it. We eventually get out because we end up getting pregnant or wanting to have a family.
But that's the problem with the wage gap thing anyway. They don't take into account that the disparity is from having to leave and take time off and having kids and all this.
The average family has 2.1 kids. The wife at some point is convalesced, for lack of a better phrase, for 2 years, 2 to 3 years,
and then
during that period. You lose seniority, you lose time in service, whatever you want to call it, and eventually, over time, you will get paid less as a result of that. But that's a choice that you made.
So people just look at the wage. People just look at the wage gap if they just do it face value, which is what they always try and do, and not explain that it's actually other factors such as time off work, time away from work because you have to take care of children or they get sick or whatever it may be. So that's just the way of the world.
There are also far less female CEOs and shit than there are male. So there's arguments on both sides of that. But speaking of female CEOs, have you seen this shit with Facebook with Sheryl Sandberg? She's a CEO, by the way.
Yes. Yeah.
She was talking about the government looking into Facebook and whatever the fuck else, and she sounded super guilty the whole time. You know how, like...
How does she sound guilty?
In college sports, if a team has been doing shit it's not supposed to be doing vis-a-vis recruiting and shit like that, they always come out and be like, we're going to assess ourselves a fucking penalty and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
She was kind of going down that road like, I think generally the digital space should have much more regulation than it has right now. To me, that's the words of someone who's like, we're fucked right now, and the more we play into this narrative that everybody needs to get regulated, the more it takes the focus off of just us.
Hiding in plain sight.
Yeah. Hiding in plain sight.
I'm sorry. I'm on your side.
Did she say anything about women voting, though? No.
And how does she feel about maybe reversing that?
Yeah, the suffrage act. If we could just turn that suffrage act right around. I'm surprised that's not on the forefront
Adam Carolla,
of the Senate right now, but whatever.
He did that thing where he went out and did
with the fat kid, Andy
Milonakis.
Yeah. And he was asking, had people sign a petition to stop women's suffrage.
That was
it
was Adam Carolla.
They didn't understand.
Yeah. It was Adam Carolla and Jimmy Kimmel, by the way. And Jimmy Kimmel is like
back when they were doing the Man Show.
He's
back when he was
Jimmy Kimmel's a little sensitive these days.
Mm-hmm. He's a fucking pussy. That guy.
Very sensitive.
And Adam Carolla, by the way, has one of the best podcasts on earth. One of the first guys to get into it too.
He's the guy. They call him the Godfather of podcasting. That guy.
You can thank him for all this shit.
Yeah,
he's our dad.
I'll thank Howard.
Do you
Stern
think we can get?
Daddy.
Yeah, that's true. Stern and Carolla, if they fucked and had a baby, it would be you and I would be twins.
Yeah, we really would be.
Yeah.
We're both looking for Forrest Whitaker. No, but back to with the Facebook sitch. By the way, they're guilty as fuck. I don't know when they're going to break this up or when they're going to stop all of this. They have everything we've ever done in our entire lives: our DNA, blood, urine, like all of it. They've got it. If they ask for my phone number one more goddamn time,
exactly.
And here's the thing: the last time I switched to phone number, 2 days later I got a notification that just said, "Hey, would you like to secure your Facebook through two-way notification? We're gonna need that new phone number." I was like,
really?
Do you want to hear?
It's for your
do you want to hear why?
Yeah.
Do you want to hear why that's the case?
Why?
So privacy laws. Facebook Messenger is a good example of this. I can't send you a marketing email to your messenger or to your phone until you opt in, but it is considered opting in to respond to their message in a positive way.
No way. I didn't
so
know that, actually.
if I send you a message on Facebook Messenger as a company and you respond to it, then now I am able to send you marketing emails through that channel.
No shit.
And if you respond from your phone, I'm now able to send you SMS marketing messages.
I pretty much figured.
Can I send Sheryl Sandberg dick pics then?
Can you send her personally dick pics?
Yeah.
Right now, North Carolina has no law against sending dick pics. I don't know about California where she lives. You can be tried in both
California's
states.
a little bit different.
Jamie, set up the green screen. I want to put my dick up there and send out blast its very 4th of July. I want a nice little Uncle Sam down there. Call my shaver, by the way, too. Next up, Maine is now the 8th state to legalize assisted suicide. Big fan of that. The votes were some of the closest maybe I've ever seen. 73 to 72 in the House, 19 to 16 in the Senate.
Yep.
That a person has to be terminally ill with a presumed life of less than 6 months left to live. What are your thoughts on that? That's a big boy vote.
I think that guy, the coward from Broward, should move to Maine.
Yeah.
And then
you took a lot of heat, by the way, on that.
I got slammed for saying, like, everybody said, this is one line you shouldn't cross to tell somebody to kill themselves. Look, man, if you stand outside with your thumb up your ass crying in your soup while children die inside, fuck you, buddy. How about that?
That's true.
Come on, man. Who the fuck is going to stand up for this guy no matter what the principle is? Like, how bad of a person do you have to be? How much wrong shit do you have to do before I can tell you to kill yourself?
Yeah.
Is it got to be Hitler level, or can you just watch a bunch of kids die and do nothing?
It's crazy, man. We got a lot of messages from that episode. I'm glad we did it to see both sides of it. But what are your thoughts on this?
The conversations were interesting, yeah.
Tiffany?
Well, I think just nowadays, even if you are Hitler level, people will still be like, no, like, you shouldn't kill yourself. Because
that's like the worst.
Everything's just everyone's very on edge nowadays about
but if you're 70 years old and you've got stage 4 fucking butthole cancer, like, come on, let that guy take all the fucking heroin they have in the whole store.
Yep.
Snort it.
And just die
That's the other thing.
peacefully,
can you
man.
choose?
Yeah, can you choose how you, like, because how would you go out, Jessie, if you had to choose right now? If you were to kill let's say you were dying of tit cancer, right?
Tit cancer. Paris first.
Oh, you want to? Yeah, you keep.
What time of year, though?
Oh, I'm going to go to that hotel where
Springtime.
Bourdain was.
Don't go.
Alsace.
Lorraine. Yeah, don't go in the summer, by the way, because it smells like
really?
It smells like Philadelphia.
I've never been.
Yeah, it's like
I've always
summer.
wanted to go.
It's like New Orleans.
Me too.
No, it's great.
It's a joke that we have because he's been
Springtime
a
is
couple
great,
times and.
He's been a couple times, but you haven't brought her?
No, well, we weren't together then,
Oh,
so
okay.
it was pre-marriage.
Okay,
yeah. I was young, single, eating baguettes.
Yeah.
not
Just
giving
rub it
a
in her
fuck.
face.
Yeah.
Baguettes to the face.
How does
all
it look
day.
when you eat baguettes again?
Taking dick pic Eiffel Tower pics, so it was like, oh, hey, here's my dick next to the Eiffel Tower.
Your
Yeah.
dick was leaning on the
classic,
Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, those classics of like, mine's bigger than the Eiffel Tower.
You really must
It's
go.
called forced perspective.
So that's
for
how you got her.
out there.
It wasn't a forced perspective. It was pretty easy.
Your dick is now. I've seen your dick.
Yes,
today.
it's bigger
and
than
it's
the
not
Eiffel
bigger
Tower.
than the Eiffel Tower.
Dan, it is bigger. Call a geographer.
Call a locksmith.
Yeah. Call a haberdasher.
Yeah. Call your haberdasher.
Call your haberdasher.
I'm going to call my congressman. Who is our congressman here?
Steve Northcuttson. Big fan of all of his work.
About right.
Yep. He did a lot of work for hungry dogs in the
and
area.
he to fix that water.
Yeah.
The water problem.
There was a water leak.
Cutsperson.
Yep. And, he's on the north side.
Cuts Northson.
Cups Newhousel. He fixed a water problem in someone's apartment.
And I don't think it's Steve. I think it's Believe.
But yeah,
Believe. It is Believe.
It's Believe, yeah.
Sorry, it's the B is silent and Believe.
It's silent and replaced by an
silent
SD.
B and Believe, our congressman, who I voted for and will still support. We had a fundraiser at Carrabba's the other day. How would you kill yourself?
Classy place.
Yeah, so I'd go to Paris. I'd go to the hotel.
Yeah, where Bourdain died.
And I do it the way he should have done it, which is take a bunch of heroin and go out, looking out at the gorgeous, after an awesome meal. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If gun to head, if I had to choose right now.
Okay.
That's a weird thing. I mean, killing yourself, I've said before.
Tiffany, what's your dream?
So weird.
What's your dream suicide? What do you got?
I've never even thought about that
That's
before.
what I'm saying.
You should.
I don't think about it.
You've never been on staff duty and thought about suicide for
We don't have to do staff
Oh, that's
duty.
right. God damn it.
We're Air Force. No, I will be honest though. So talking to my dad, he literally has told me before, hey, if I'm a vegetable.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And I cannot live life anymore or even function as a human being. Literally, if I'm shitting my pants and I can't do anything about it, pull the plug. He's and I guarantee he would want to figure out a way to end his life because he doesn't want to live life that way.
Yeah.
No,
in the worst condition possible.
But what would be your best scenario of hey, here's how I want to die, and this is it. You get to control it. You get to choose.
It would probably be a drug overdose.
Drug
at an awesome concert.
Right? Who's playing? Who's your favorite band?
I don't know. I mean, all I can picture right now is Dave Matthews.
Oh shit!
At the Gorge. All I keep thinking is Dave Matthews at the Gorge and overdosing and enjoying the moment and just going out.
Then I have it for you. I have your answer for you. So Dave's been playing every year in Mexico at the end of January, beginning of February. And he does 3 shows in Mexico on this island. We almost went a couple years ago.
Yeah. That's right around my birthday too. So
it's amazing.
That'd be a great present for me.
It's an hour away from Cancun, right? And you take this bus there, and you're on a private beach. You just see him play for 3 nights, and then you could kill yourself right after the 3rd night before you have to check out.
He does those 3-night things.
Yes.
So yeah.
So that would be the place to do it.
Okay, I would do that then.
What kind of drugs are you going with?
I mean, I initially would be on shrooms.
Okay, and then kind of
I want to start off really good.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I might end up doing heroin or probably meth. Meth is a Missouri thing.
Meth?
Ooh.
Oh, you're from Speaking of Missouri.
That's super.
That's a Missouri thing.
So
maybe I'll just go with the
overdose
roots, even though I never tried it. I just go with
sure.
Oh, she's from Missouri. Of course, she overdosed on meth.
On brand.
And I would just give them
brand.
I just give him it. Right?
Yeah.
But I would do some fun ones before.
That's really thoughtful of you, to be honest.
It really does sound like the worst way to go.
It would make a really
good
article. It would just, yeah, I give it to him.
Mine is less thoughtful.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
And this is actually Jared's idea. He wants to throw a surprise party for me with all of our friends, everybody that knows us, which is a very large group of people.
Bad idea.
Correct.
And a lot of them are people that are famous. And he wants me to walk into the room and everybody says surprise, and I say, "Oh, good, you're all here," and to shoot myself in front of all these people.
Oh my god,
so horrible, but the best. Or the Today Show one.
Today Show.
Oh, the Today Show one is good. Yeah.
Yeah, we can show them the Today. Tell Tiffany.
So the Today Show one is you know how those assholes stand at the glass.
Yeah,
behind the Today Show?
and they're waving.
Yeah.
I just have some sign that says something fucked up. I don't even know what it would be.
Hoda, it's me.
Something enough to grab the attention of the cameraman, so he's paying attention, and then I just or
on television.
I wouldn't clack off a vest or anything because somebody else would get hurt, and I don't want that. But I would definitely do something weird.
Oh, that'd be great in the background of the Today Show. That's awesome.
Because to be honest, fuck them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sure.
Fuck
What would
Savannah
you do?
Guthrie.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So mine, it's actually very similar to yours. I'm a gigantic Dave Matthews fan. I'm switching up drugs though. So I'm gonna start with mushrooms. I'm gonna lead up to acid, and then I'll probably go out with an oxy overdose.
Okay.
You know, if you're gonna do that, I would say
that's
pure
I
MDMA.
would start with mushrooms, go for about 6 hours, then take the acid and MDMA right around there.
Gotcha.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm a big Dave guy. I always have been. So that was like my childhood band, and that I would definitely go out with them. I would have said Rolling Stones,
That's
but
a good one, too.
they're limited.
Are they? Yeah.
I mean, because of their age.
Compared.
So it's just like, all right, cool. Like they're not playing 3 nights in a row anywhere. They're taking breaks.
Now we saw
It'd be fun to
Aerosmith
like
at the
kill
Super Bowl.
them and then kill yourself.
Well,
I don't want to kill them.
I don't.
You could run up on stage and be like the streaker.
Oh, yeah,
kinda
and then,
thing,
like,
and
kill
then
yourself.
everyone's like, yeah, and then you just
Clack
go
off.
out that way.
Yeah.
But I don't want. Here's like the weird part. I don't want the fans who came to see him to have that to be their memory. So like I think about that,
smart.
whereas Dan doesn't. Dan's
Right.
like, oh cool, I want to ruin the Today Show for
Yeah, like,
everybody
he's a
who's ever
selfish
seen
asshole.
this show.
You're not.
I'm not.
Okay.
It's not about being selfish. That's a story that people will tell for the rest of their lives.
Well, they're going to watch it the rest of their lives because it's on TV.
It'll be on
obviously.
TV.
But
Exactly.
The surprise party
Yeah.
I'm with, like
Yeah.
that would be really hilarious. And just know that if I was there, I would tell people to keep partying.
Just start slow
And
clapping.
We party around your dead body. Yeah.
He did it.
Yeah.
We'll be like, he
He
finally
would like
did it.
limp, and people would be like pass him around.
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like,
making
put
him-
up in
making
the
him
air,
dance.
and-
Yeah.
that'd be great.
I like it.
As long as you wear this.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
on this. I
Yeah.
may never take this off. I don't know.
No.
Don't.
Rocket Man. Next up, dodgeball debate in Vancouver. Look, no one gives a shit about Canada, but this is an interesting debate. How do you guys feel about dodgeball and other exclusive, as in non-inclusive, activities at a young age? Dan, what's your stance on dodgeball in Canada?
God, I got to tell you, I'm a big Dennis Leary fan.
Old Dennis Leary. or
Old
new
Dennis Leary.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Sure.
his stand-up comedy, Locked and Loaded, and No Cure for Cancer. Those are some of the best shows ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Agreed.
I think one thing he said back then was, I wanted to be the center fielder for the Boston Red Sox. Life sucks. Get a fucking helmet. Like, life doesn't always work out the way you want it to.
Yeah.
You're not special at all. As a human being, you are not special. You're just like in a mass of cells that has some kind of consciousness attached to it. Just relax. If something doesn't work out, move on with your life. Dude, there's plenty of cool shit for everybody to do. It's fine. Sometimes you're going to be a loser. Hey, if you're a fat fucking turd, you're not going to be great at sports. Go fucking learn math. Get rich, and you can still bang whores when you get older, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, seriously.
Why'd you point at her? Why'd you point at Tiffany?
No,
when you
Yeah,
said
we
that?
don't like. We
that
don't
Was
like
that,
that.
was that
We don't
just
like
the
that.
points?
I didn't
off
notice
into
that. What?
I'm actually terrified of her, so I wouldn't.
I bet.
I
We
would
all
be.
are kind of, though.
Yeah,
We
it's
all
because
are
of the
kind
pants. I don't know if you can see them on.
The whole thing is amazing.
Oh, there it is. Right
Speaking-
on camera. There it
Speaking of
is.
this, she and her husband for my birthday bought me a pair of socks that have my two dogs.
Yes,
she,
I did.
She found
you
the
serious?
They're
she,
the cutest things ever.
She found the
Yeah.
worst, most retarded pictures
I
of
found
my
the worst
two dogs.
pictures of his dogs I could.
and
like,
they're already pretty
bug-eyed.
retarded looking.
Yeah.
You've seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And man, she made socks, and I haven't. They're at the house right
I made
now.
them gray so that they're still wearable. They look professional, but they
Right.
have his dog faces all
Yeah.
over.
I like that.
That's
I like
cute.
that.
I just bought a few more for my friends with their family faces on it.
Big
Is
fan.
that creepy? I felt creepy actually taking screenshots of their family.
I love it.
Via the internet and then giving them to him. But I was like, whatever.
I'm getting some of her husband's mustache,
The porn stuff.
and I'm making like a full onesie for her.
Oh, that's
You-
nice.
But he doesn't
Oh.
have a
Of just
picture
stuff.
of it yet.
No,
So-
He will.
I do actually now.
It will,
wow.
yeah. He
Because you
will.
posted part of one on your story recently, so
Oh, geez. Talk about creepy.
Creepy.
Talk about creep.
How were you at dodgeball as a kid, by the way?
I was great.
I bet you had to kick everybody's ass.
I was
right?
very competitive though. Like
Yeah.
I grew up very competitive. My dad told me, listen, if you're not first, you're last.
Right.
Like,
so
type
your
of thing. Like,
dad
you
was
are not-
Ricky Bobby's dad.
He's like, no, I mean, not.
His
But that's
exact
true.
dad.
Is that what Ricky Bobby's did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I
it's
love
true,
it.
by the way.
But he wasn't super big on that. He was just saying, listen, if you want to get better at something, if you want to win it, get better. Like practice.
Shut the
Put in
fuck
the
up
effort.
and get better, yeah.
And you don't complain about it. There was no participation ribbons back in the day with us, right? It was like first, second, or third. And when I got that third or second, I was pissed. And then when I was pissed, he wasn't like, oh, it's okay, you're so amazing, you'll do better next time. He's like, no, get better. I'll help you.
yeah.
So for me, I think dodgeball should be still around. Or if it's out,
same
it
here.
should be reinstated. It teaches kids very valuable lessons.
Yeah.
Right? To me.
I'm in it. What about you? You were an athlete growing up. How were you at dodgeball?
Super duper athlete. I wasn't great at dodgeball.
Really?
No.
Why was that? You were a catcher, right?
Yeah, catcher. Yeah. Catcher, shortstop.
Not in life. Not in life. We'll clarify that. Not in life. Not a catcher in life.
Wait a second.
Well, see, we went over this last week, how they got pregnant. It's a position called reverse cowboy.
Cowboy, right. Yes, reverse cowboy.
And basically, she's pegging him, for lack of a better phrase.
Well, correct.
And when he's about to ejaculate, ejaculate, and that's it. That's the only time he's actually inside of her ever.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't call you a catcher.
No.
I think
No, I'm
a
pitcher for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But I'm surprised you were terrible at dodgeball.
Well,
did you just not care?
Do people play fucking dodgeball anymore? I don't know.
I remember playing it in PE.
Yeah, PE maybe, but like, okay, I don't know.
Do you know how the hipsters do the adult kickball leagues? Is there any adult dodgeball leagues?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because we used to go playing that because you and I would hurt people.
Yeah.
I still get a fucking cannon on
Same,
me.
yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to get into some shit like that.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
the last time I think I've seen people play dodgeball was literally probably Air Force physical training.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Isn't that
Really?
embarrassing?
So Air Force physical training is the same physical training that you get as a child.
Okay, so it's like
sometimes they do that. They're like, "Hey guys, we did about 15 push-ups today. We're gonna get, like, it's not us, but like some normal Air Force people. That's why they give us shit. Is they're like, "Hey, we're gonna play dodgeball." And I'm like, "What is this? What's happening? This isn't physical."
I love it.
Or is it
true athletes?
Yeah.
True athletes play dodgeball.
Athletes.
Gotta warm up that arm. So
I don't really care.
Next up, we got the protective layer of the ledge at Chicago's Willis Tower cracks underneath the visitors.
Did you see that shit?
Yes.
Oh my God,
saw
dude.
it.
So it's 103 stories up.
Correct.
It's 1,353 feet above ground, and then it's 4 feet out from the actual tower. There's this glass walkway that you can walk around. You see a panoramic view of the whole city and everything around it. Well, people are standing on it, and it starts to crack under them.
No.
Yep.
No. Like, have you ever been to that place in Vegas, the Ghost Bar or whatever, at the Palms, where they have that?
No, I haven't been on. That's a funny thing. I haven't been on any of those surfaces.
We talked about this in Ross Patterson
They have one
Revolution
in
today.
Chicago too.
It was the same thing where it was just like, hey, I'm afraid of heights. That's my one weakness in this world. I'm stronger than every man on the planet. I'm obviously smarter than everybody, including Dan. I have one weakness in this world.
It's your kryptonite.
Well, I guess 2 weaknesses. I care too much. I listen too much. 3. And then I'm afraid of heights.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid of widths. Like, if something is too wide, I'm just like,
I don't trust that.
not.
I'm afraid of widths.
But wait, is it like heights that you control though, or is it heights that like
all
like
of it?
climbing
So
up?
we talked about this. I tried to get over it by writing it into a movie of doing skydiving and taking a helicopter over the Grand Canyon and all that shit. And everyone was like, "Oh, that'll totally cure you."
That was $50,000 in a call girl.
$50K in a call girl. Yeah. You don't have to say the government name of it. $50K in a call girl, and I it didn't cure it. I enjoyed the guy's dick against my back, but it didn't cure my fear
How did
of
it
heights.
feel?
Now, seeing this shit, their answer, here was their response to it. And
what'd
this
they
is
say?
what I feel is really interesting. They said, hey, guys, so obviously the protective glass worked because the rest of it didn't cave through. That's not good enough for me personally and my psyche mentally seeing this crack and,
I'm scarred for life.
Like if it works, there should not be any cracks.
Agreed.
Right.
Let me ask you this.
then
How
what
much
if that-
time do you need
at all?
between the point where you realize you're going to die and the point where you're going to die? Like, what's the optimal time for you?
3 hours and 58 minutes. I need that. I need a good
Seriously, do you
4 hour
want
window.
Do you want it to be do you want it to be immediate? Do you want a day? Do you want a week?
I
Do
would
you
want it
a
to be
year?
immediate.
Immediate.
I would want it to be immediate.
Immediate.
Like literally, like as I'm
Literally
dying,
don't
I
even
realize
wanna
I'm
be
dying.
thinking
How
I
much-
don't want to know.
How much crazy shit could you do with the freedom of knowing that you're going to die no matter what happens?
Oh my God, I'd just sit and fucking cry.
Would you really?
Would you?
Oh my God.
I would.
Who would have the fortitude to be like, okay,
Dude,
I
would
would say goodbye to anybody or do anything.
Like, I would never hold back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would just tell everyone. Like, I would call people up and be like, "This is what I think you."
So basically,
Yes, like
so
right.
basically, you would live the life that I currently live.
Correct. I would live the Dan life, and
Yeah.
then I would do everything. Money
How
would
long
never
do you
be an
have?
issue.
How long do you have?
As That's what I'm asking you. How much
3 hours
time do you
58
want?
minutes is what I want.
Would you want an
only want
hour?
3 hours.
Enough time to call your
Let's say
family
you have a
and
year
say
left,
bye? Or?
right? A
350
year.
Wait, but here's the
I
thing.
could do
Let's say
a year.
I could do a year.
But for mine, for 3 hours and 58 minutes, I want to spend 357 on the phone with DirecTV. And I want to say, hey, man.
Sounds awful.
And then it'd be
I
like,
cannot
time to
pair
go.
my fucking volume with my screen.
Was it really that hard?
It'd be like, time to go, time to go. And you'd
And
feel
at the
ready.
last minute, I'd text Jessie and be like, I love you, I guess.
Right.
But all 357, I want to be on the phone with DirecTV.
Sounds like such a waste of time.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Isn't that life, though? No, I'm
That's so
kidding.
true, yeah.
I'm kidding. I would want to go immediately.
Yeah.
I think in a plane, because I think that almost happened to me, and I was fine with it, ironically. Have you ever been faced with death and you were like, well, if it happens, it happens?
So you're saying to
We had like a
them-
fake death one
Yeah.
time.
What's that?
Well, like we had a fake death scenario one time.
did?
Like we were up on a plane and they called it an in-flight emergency, and they said we were like emergency landing. We were like going down, and we all thought we had to like jump out, and everyone's freaking out.
Oh my
Was
God.
But
it
they
real
did
or not?
No, they did it just for us
But
to
did you know?
practice bailing out.
Did you know ahead of time?
No, but you get the pucker factor, and like things start like going in your brain, wondering like what the hell's going on.
pucker
And, like,
factor. She's talking about her butthole.
The booty,
Yeah.
we
the booty
figured.
hole
Thanks,
factor.
Dan.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things where you're like,
Got it. We got it.
yeah,
Sorry. We're talking.
So
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
had that, but that was like probably the closest. Well, I take that back. There was another time that we were doing coastal training, and the swells were probably about 15 feet, right?
Wow.
And we're in like I'm not even kidding. We were in a one-man life raft, just like bodyboarding it.
Not
as
a
much
Zodiac,
as we can.
like an actual
no,
life
like
raft?
a one-man life raft that our fighter pilots get that
Wow.
barely is blown up, and we're one man in it. And I'm watching these waves like coming in, and I didn't get like on the crest as I should have, and I was being overtaken by them nonstop, no joke. And I was literally like hitting the undertow and like coming up and breathing, and just to get hit again. And there was a small point in my life where I was like, I think this is it. This is it.
It teaches you
I'm being
patience,
taken.
though, right?
Jesus did it ever.
Like your body can take way more than you think.
It did,
Just
yeah.
a one little breath of air every fucking
one little
20
like you
seconds
had
or
to
so.
sit there, you couldn't freak out, and you had to sit there and go like survival instincts kick
Yeah.
in, breathe, go, just hold, don't freak out, breathe, hold, go, until like literally there was one time I think where when I came up to breathe, I yelled help, like no one was gonna hear.
How
You
long
know?
did that last for? How long?
I mean, it felt like it was an hour, but it
Probably
probably
like 3
was
or
10
5
minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like
Fuck.
the waves were so bad, they were coming in sideways off the coast, and everyone was coming off position where they weren't supposed to come in. And they're like, hey, is everyone, like, you guys all good? And we're like, yeah, we're alive.
That's
Like,
the thing. After
fuck
you
this
have these
shit.
harring experiences, you have to pretend like nothing happened.
Yeah,
Right.
that was
Yeah.
we
Because if
all
you're
had
like,
to.
because if you're like, holy shit, I almost died right there. Like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Pussy,
Correct.
shut up. But you totally did.
But then I
almost
told my
die.
husband later on, and he was like, that's fucking scary. And I was like,
Yeah.
I know. Like, I legit thought I was going to die. But that's it.
Shit.
But I would hate to go out that way. That would be like, you know,
Drowning's
that's a
gotta
long
be the
5-ass
worst.
minutes.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like, I'd rather just be taken immediately. My head is hit. I die. And I'm done.
It's
Like,
either
I'm fish food.
It's
Yeah.
either immediate, like you get shot in the head.
Yeah.
Or you need some time to do some crazy shit.
Correct.
I think.
Tandem bicycle into a semi would be good. You know?
With
Like
no
head-on
seats.
collision?
No
Yeah,
seats.
yeah. No seats whatsoever.
Just that pole.
Just
sticking
that
up.
hole
Yeah.
right in your beehole. And
Does
then
that mean you're
like-
both standing up or you're actually...
Oh no, you're
being
sitting
penetrated?
down.
No, you're definitely sitting down on
onto
that pole.
And what does that
Yeah.
add to your experience?
when you hit?
You'd want to
you
die
that
at that
rectum.
point, I feel.
Yep.
Yeah.
You want that rectum to tear right apart, you know?
Is it for like the factor of everyone looking afterwards going like, wow, that was.
Well, I've actually
like,
got
or is it
my
for
own,
you?
my own fear
Yeah.
factor, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
I hate to keep talking about Joe Rogan on the show, but yeah, my own fear factor. I wanna.
That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Would you ever go on that show, Fear Factor?
No.
Is it still around?
No, it's not around.
You should...
Actually, no, that's not true.
It's
They
around
actually-
Joe
a
Rogan
different
is a host
country.
they
anymore.
redid
Yeah,
it
but
on
it is there, yeah.
MTV.
A
I'm sorry.
rapper that hosted.
Ludacris.
Yes, Ludacris.
does.
I'm
yeah.
sure
Right?
Joe
You
Rogan's
should
still
do
making
it.
money off that, though.
He
Yeah,
is.
Because he owns the
Absolutely.
rights
You would
to
just
that.
like, it would be no big deal to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, eat
The
a
food part,
regular
I'm like,
snail. You're
but
like,
have you
no big
noticed
deal.
though the guys that like freak out do really shitty on the food, and then the guys who sit there and like,
Yeah.
you know, block out all the noise and just eat it do amazing. That's
Yeah.
all you have to do.
Every
Yeah.
single time.
Mental shit,
You're
man.
living proof of it. You would crush Fear Factor.
Oh, dude.
You'd own everybody.
That would be no.
I would
no
hope,
bigs.
but if I didn't, like that's the issue.
be
I would never tell
embarrassing.
anyone of my background,
Yeah.
right? I would be like, "Hey, I'm just like a teacher," and then like crush it.
Yeah.
What happens is when you tell everyone what your background is beforehand, they expect like they build this up in your
Yeah.
mind,
It's
right?
like on The Voice or something when
yes,
they say,
like, I've been singing for like
yeah,
since
or
two.
they're like, I'm a teacher, I'm a voice coach, and then you're just like, you just lost all of your students.
Yeah.
You just fucking. Do
You're
you know
horrible.
what
Correct.
You're a
Just
horrible
sad.
human. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't get picked. You suck.
You were a hairstylist for a while, right?
Me?
You were a hairstylist, right?
Yeah. If you can see this on camera, can you see all this?
You
look
see
like
all the glory.
You kind of look
She
like
loves it.
a very right-wing cowardly lion.
I appreciate
from
that.
The Wizard of
lion,
Oz.
huh?
If you're not watching the video show, if I don't put activator in the Summer Swayze perm that I currently have, it kind of looks like Lloyd from
Jeff Daniels.
Jeff Daniels' character from Dumb and Dumber, because it's straightened out and it gets real frizzy, and you're like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Wait, you got
got
a
a perm?
Trump consistency.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We got a body wave for the Summer Swayze.
So you did the body wave and the highlights.
Yep.
You are 100% committed.
We do it all, and we're doing T-shirts that come out from leadbyiron.com.
I respect your commitment.
Summer
to
Swayze
it.
T-shirts, the whole thing. We go hard on this show.
That's
we go
what
real
I'm
hard.
talking about.
Last news topic of the day. Future Perfect is a startup company that will name your baby for $350.
What?
They're basically just consultants for naming children.
So they'll go back and forth with you about the names that you want to select.
What happened to Google? What happened to hey, fun baby names?
No
or
more.
using a parent's name?
Here's
No
their
more.
pitch.
Like, I'm going to use my dad's middle name.
Here's their pitch that I read. It was like, hey, everybody just buys these baby books or goes on the internet and looks at all the names and decides. We guide you through the process.
For $350?
That's not that much money.
I mean,
A book is like a baby book is like $10.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you have to do all the work yourself.
Yeah, you got to name it yourself.
Oh, people are so lazy nowadays.
You don't have kids, right?
No, we're trying.
Okay, so
By trying, she means
boning. Yes.
Oh, having
Well, we had to
sex
stop
with
boning
no
in the
condom
butt.
and jizzing inside.
And then finally,
Yes.
yeah, you have to
realizing that was
move
the
from the
wrong way.
butt to the vagina.
Yeah, back to vagina. It's got to be back to vagina.
Dan, why do you call it a
Vagina.
I don't
Do you have
know.
a story behind that?
Because
He
it's
has like beard and vagina together.
Yeah.
It's like a really cool
Bearded.
vagina. Vagina. It's a
from the
vagina.
All the girls are fucking it's like
Vagina.
cold down there. It's
Yeah.
not even warm.
well, it's because they're
Are you
dead.
fucking corpse? God damn it! What is this?
How I like it. Make
Figure
sure
it
it's
out.
ice cold in that vagina.
So you guys are trying right now. Do you have names? What do you name your
Yeah,
kids?
we had names like when we first were even together, kind of.
Yeah.
Because he has a daughter from his previously. So
What's the daughter's name?
Gracie.
No.
Or
Okay.
well, it's Grace.
Okay, Grace.
I
So,
would never name my daughter
and the
that.
reason, and by the way,
kindly.
the reason I asked that,
in the nicest way possible.
Yeah,
well,
but-
Gracie. No.
right? But the
Right.
reason I asked that is because do you look at names and then try to go off of the other names? Because that's what we did. So when we had Jax, we were like, all right, cool.
I like
we
that name.
We like the name. Like stick with the J consistency. So he's named the second kid Jagger.
That's a
right?
very white person thing to do.
Yeah,
Is
exactly. Like to
alliteration,
make a little clan.
We do not
alliteration
have
naming
that.
your children.
Yeah.
Like all 17 of my kids, it's fucking like a very white,
It's very Kardashian.
religious
Yeah.
thing.
Who cares? I'm white.
Like
I don't
all
give a fuck.
75 of my children all start with the letter A.
Yeah, I'm
and
very
it's
white.
super
I'm
annoying.
a white man. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
What about you?
No,
Like,
we
is
don't
there
have
any-
that.
Okay.
We just picked ones that we have liked.
What are the
Like,
what are
we
the
went-
what are the leading candidates?
I don't
right
want
now?
anyone to steal them, but
Yeah, no, that's true. You have to be very
That's why
protective.
I would never
yeah.
tell one of my sisters purposely
Yep.
because I'm like, I don't think she's ever gonna get pregnant. But if she does, that bitch will steal one of my
Oh,
my
for
baby
sure.
names.
And
Your
people
own
do.
sister would steal your fucking baby name?
People do it.
Yeah, they do it all
people
the time.
do
They
it.
do it all the
They
time. That's
totally
true.
do it.
And they're
That's
like,
true.
oh, well, I kind of thought of it already
Oh
before
yeah,
you
I
even
totally
told me.
had it in the
I
back of
didn't
my
even-
mind, or like
yeah.
a sister-in-law or someone.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I can't tell anyone because
Yeah.
I feel like they would be like, oh,
How
that's
many-
what we were gonna do.
Yeah. Oh, we already thought of that. It's like in the family.
We have like 5 or 6 names for each, but we have like one of our favorites and then like a backup.
Is it Gorgie if it's a girl?
And how many? And believe. You like believe, right?
Believe for sure.
Believe
but
is a
not-
man.
Yeah.
If it's a man, it's believe.
How
right?
many
That's-
are you thinking of having?
You know what? To be honest, I would love if the fertility meds that we're on right now just like kick in, give us twins, and we're done.
Nice.
Like the
all
Whiters.
around.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the Whiters.
Done.
They got lucky.
Nice.
Yeah, I would totally do
Yeah.
it like the widest. Well,
Yeah.
they did IVF, but then I know they
Yeah.
did stuff before. We're in like the process of like, let's see what else is next.
Yeah.
So
Well, they tried one thing. We actually had them on about this
they,
time
We did,
last
yeah.
they
year.
talked about it because
Yeah.
I
It was
listened to
about-
that one
yeah.
about
Yeah,
it.
it's a great
And
show.
it was
Because
like
of it.
they did the first thing and then they went back in and were like, just give us the end.
That's
thing.
how I feel right
Give
now.
us
To
the
be
very
honest.
last
Yeah.
thing because I'm tired
Get it
of this
out of the
bullshit.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because
to
I
be
never
honest-
want to make it a job or I never want to make it work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we don't like that, and I don't like feeling pressure. So part of me is just like, well, the military too. I
Yeah.
think because you get a good steal on it, it's like $5,000 for like IVF. Like, fuck it, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me 3 babies and maybe we'll
I
get
think
2
what
of
did they
them.
say? 26,000 for their whole thing?
I think so. Yeah, right around
It
there.
could have been.
Because he was saying if the kids suck, he's going to send them a bill for $13K each.
Yeah.
Well,
and even with Derek's kids, they had told him one was a boy, one was a girl.
did they?
Yes.
Both boys.
And then they ended up being both boys. Yeah.
Although a couple years from now, maybe they'll change their mind.
You never know.
Yeah,
never know.
you never know nowadays.
Yeah.
If anyone's going to raise their kids gender fluid, it'd be Derek, huh?
No, not a prayer.
No way.
He named them.
No
He named
way.
them Bear and Moose.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
If
He's
they-
like, there's no way.
if they
We're
do
good.
switch
Your
sides, they're
name's
definitely
Bear.
going to be roller derby.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I'd go believe and believe if you have two boys. Yeah,
That's
no,
believe.
It's not believe. It's believe. It's BLEVE.
VE, yeah,
Believe
and it's
and what's
believe.
the other one?
North
Believe,
Hudson.
believe. Yeah.
North
Believe,
Hudson
and the
would
way
be
you
the
say
middle
it
name.
normally, like believe.
No,
No,
believe.
No, it's believe.
You know what? My husband liked the name Jameson.
I do like that.
like
You know,
that,
but you
yeah.
know what it reminds? But he loves
It's whiskey.
Jameson,
Yeah, he
Right.
loves-
So
he
to
loves
me,
whiskey,
I'm
yeah.
like, it sounds like you're an alcoholic,
Yeah.
right? Just a tad, even though he's not.
We
at
almost
all.
named our son Kahlua.
Yeah.
Because I have a
Okay.
taste for it. I'm kidding.
I was gonna.
Okay.
She goes, okay.
She goes, okay. No.
In case it was real.
Speaking
Yeah.
of booze, for those of you who have been tracking on the Hunter S. Thompson challenge, I did get
Yes.
some Chivas Regal.
Chivas.
And I'm going to be trying this out over the next few days to see if I'm going to include it or not. It's Scotch whiskey, so it's aged 12 years.
Sounds
How
good.
bad could it be?
Yeah.
We'll
Can
see.
you imagine if you named your kid Shivas?
Ooh, I
Ooh,
like
I
that
kind
as a
of
middle
like
name,
that.
actually.
And like his nickname Shiv.
Yeah.
Come here, Shiv. What are you doing, Shiv? Everyone thinks like you're stabbing people.
Chivas Regal Patterson. I like it a lot.
Yeah, like
I
our
like that
dear
a lot.
friend Amir
Strong
King,
name.
maybe he would spend some time in jail.
Yeah. Exactly.
Maybe a little
Have
bit.
you been watching his Instagram lately? He's been talking shit to Marines.
It's really funny.
He's like
Wait, who?
Amir King.
He was on the show before. He
Yeah.
was a guest.
He's-
Oh, okay. Yes, the comedian.
Really,
Yeah,
really
yeah,
funny.
yeah. He's
Okay.
funny
Yeah.
as shit, and he was like, he's just been like talking shit. If there's any Marine out there, come to my house. I'll beat your ass right now.
What?
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Was he
Because it's
Brian?
funny. No, he's not. He's
Okay.
not at all. But he's a big supporter of the military. He's just talking shit, and he's talking about how the Coast Guard and Air Force training is much harder than the Marine Corps and stuff. And
Oh,
so
I bet
That's
he is
awesome.
pissing people
this
off.
morning he posted a video of he's like just talking shit about whatever, and he's like looks down. He's like, "Oh, what is that on the ground, honey?" It's bait to get these Marines to come in there. And he looks down, and it's a trail of crayons going into his bedroom.
I love it. That's funny.
He's a funny dude,
He
man.
is.
Follow
Good for
follow
him.
his Instagram.
Yes.
We're down to the Drinkin' Bro of the Week, kids. This one was submitted by Spencer Wernis. That's a interesting last name.
It's a lot of stuff
Wernis.
going on there. Yeah.
I'm sure it was an easy life for going with Wernis.
For old Wernie.
Yeah. Hey, Drinkin' Bros. I got a request for you for Drinkin' Bro of the Week. My buddy Seth Moyer, he was a Chinook mechanic for Bravo Company 211 for 6 years. He was a team leader, an excellent mechanic, most genuine and sincere man with the thickest Minnesotan accent you would ever hear. He lost his fight to his demons on Wednesday. He got out of the military 4 months ago to pursue his dream of owning his own company. He leaves behind his brothers and sisters of the Bravo Company and a wonderful family and a girlfriend. He was 25 years old. Cheers. Cheers to that. Sorry, Spencer, for your loss. And, man, that's tough. Cheers.
Cheers. Absolutely.
Tiffany, thank you for being on the show
Yeah. Can I bring up one more thing?
today. You can bring up
Please.
everything. Where can everyone
St.
find
Louis
you?
Blues.
Yeah.
Stanley Cup champions.
What up, girl?
Dude, first time ever. I'm so proud. I'm
Yes.
I'm from St. Louis. They're
Nope.
my guys.
So last night before the game started,
Yeah.
Dan calls me, no lie, because we host a sports show every Wednesday. We'd actually picked the Bruins on our show. It was a home game for them in Game 7, and we were like, dude, there's no way they're going to fucking lose this. Not only did they lose this, they got absolutely killed.
Yeah.
And I was ecstatic about it. I didn't want to see Boston fans have had enough success. We're good on that.
That's
I wanted to
true.
see the Blues win. I was hoping they win at the beginning of the series. But more importantly, he said, Tiffany's coming on the show tomorrow. She's from St. Louis. Please let the fucking Blues win.
That would
She'll
be
be in a
the
good
Yes!
mood for the show. So congratulations.
Dude, it was awesome.
It was.
I loved every
There's a really
single
funny.
second of it.
There's a funny. She posted on her story on her Instagram story, and she's watching television.
It's a
She's
very
like,
natural
yes,
reaction.
Yes, yes, just screaming yes over and over, and then she pans over to her poor dog.
My dog is scared shitless.
Yeah, who is
'Cause
like-
I'm yelling.
You're
I'm
yelling?
losing my
Yeah.
voice, screaming so high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Very
And
good.
then the last time we were in the finals was 1970, right? And they've never won a Stanley Cup in history of
like
one of the longest
55 years or something crazy, right?
Yeah, one of the longest running NHL
since
teams.
1970.
So no, they haven't been in the finals.
Since they've existed,
No, they went to
won.
the Stanley Cup in 68, 69, and 70, but that was the last time they went, and they never won.
Yeah.
So it was amazing to see it, and I guess they're an on the road team supposedly. Like they did better when they were on the road. Like they could have clinched it in Game 6, but they didn't. Yeah. But hey, we'll take it.
Either way, I'm amped for them. I'm amped for St. Louis. Where can everybody find you on social media?
Well, Tiffany Hart.
Great.
Like the Tiffany Hart, the real Tiffany Hart, Freedom Franny, whatever you want to find. I mean, I got them all.
On all of them. Dude, you're one of our favorite guests. You crushed on the last episode.
Thank you.
We'd love to have you back as much as you'd love to come on.
Dude, I'd love to come back.
Yeah,
You guys were awesome.
It was fucking awesome. For the fake news crew, Jessie Wiseman, Tiffany Hart, D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. Good night, everyone. Subscribe on YouTube.